Good afternoon. Welcome back to Mariners Baseball. This is the Rooftop Sports, and here I am joined by Steve Silver, who is joining me for the color commentary. And Steve, how are you doing?
I'm excellent, man. I'm actually, I'm actually doing really good today. I got to say that, when you hit me up for this, I was like, you know what? This actually sounds like a good idea because obviously we got big news when it comes to the Seattle Mariners and a familiar face. And by the way, I want to give you a congratulations on that. I think you called it. And so credit where credit's due. But a familiar face has rejoined the team to fill a hole at third base. And it looks like the troublesome spots in the infield have been shored up actually quite nicely at first base and third base. So, congratulations on calling that one.
All right, guys, goodbyes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is refreshing to get him back, especially considering how much the Mariners got fleeced on that deal with the Carlos Vargas and Seby Zavala. And the Mariners, although they still gave up quite a bit, but they gave up some really noticeable bullpen pitchers in the system, but it did not include any of the top 100. So to even pull that off, see, that's where Jerry Dipoto is effective when he wants to be. He gives me that vibe of like, he's like, okay, fine, I'll do this deal.
Here's what I will say, and I will give myself credit for this because I think I handled the right prospect though. Because I do believe that I mentioned the name Tyler Locklear was going to be a part of this deal, considering that they already traded Naylor to Seattle already. And, of course, their first base prospects are nowhere near ready, and Tyler Locklear is absolutely ready to step in and play baseball for the Arizona Diamondbacks. So I was actually not shocked to see the name Tyler Locklear being moved to Arizona. And I'm actually quite happy with him because now he's going to be with an organization that will definitely give him the at-bats in order for him to pursue his major league dream. So congratulations to Locklear, but most importantly, congratulations to Gino Suarez, because you know what? He never should have left to begin with. And I'm glad that Jerry Dipoto, at least through this deal, recognizes that this deal never should have happened to begin with in the first place.
And it's good that he was able to somewhat make up for it by not even giving up any of the top 100. So he finally, in some ways, he did in some ways make up for it. And I was shocked when it happened, and I was shocked how it did happen. So we're happy, but now
I heard that a part of this deal was that bag of balls that we got for him in the begin with has been returned to Arizona on top of negotiation rights for one Seby Zavala. So it's coming full circle for the bag of balls and Seby Zavala.
Ain't that the truth? And we're also just coming off of a game yesterday where the Mariners, they were down in the 9th inning, and J.P. Crawford stepped up and hit a walk-off 2-run home run. Wow. And because of that, Mariners are now 3.5 back from Houston. It's as if it's a seesaw battle, it seems like. And now they have a 2-game lead on Texas Rangers. And all I can say is Mariners, no question, must complete the sweep. I cannot take a 3 out of 4, especially when you have a division rival and a wild card rival literally right on your tail. You got to sweep it all.
What I like is the Mariners are handling their own narrative right here. Right, they're not needing help in order to get this done. The division is still within grasp for them, and all they have to do is play sound baseball. Today, especially, right? Luis Castillo, I believe, is going today. And that being said, we also understand that Luis Castillo has the tendency to give up the big inning. But that being said, in order for the Mariners to pull this off, that everybody's going to have to take it upon themselves to do their jobs and play fundamental baseball. Because you know what, the last thing I want to see is come September, them needing help by the Oakland A's or the Angels to beat either Houston or Texas in order for them to pull this off. So they're comfortably in their own driver's seat, and they're the ones that can make or break this. So today it's about going out there and handling their business. This is a Texas team that's easily beatable because obviously we've beaten them. So that being said, man, I hope Castillo goes out there and starts throwing darts, and we get to Kelly early. Get Texas into their bullpen early, and we cruise to a comfortable 5-run win.
And it's actually not going to be easy considering that Merrill Kelly is also, their numbers are pretty much similar to each other. The 3.22 ERA, almost identical records. The only difference is Merrill Kelly has more strikeouts than Luis Castillo. So I do expect it to be a challenge, despite the fact that the Mariners are heavily favored to actually win this game. But don't ever look at those betting odds. They always get it wrong.
His name is Merrill. That's all you need to know. His name is Merrill. Like, he's more of an investment banker than a major league pitcher.
I mean, Merrill Edge, Bank of America, is in the name.
There you go. See, I'm right.
Now, the concerns I actually do have going into this game is I do find it unusual that Randy Arozarena has actually been the leadoff hitter since the Eugenio Suarez trade, which I still don't think it makes any sense. Like, I would still rather have JP because, one, he has the higher batting average, and I think he has a higher on base percentage, and we're putting a guy that's supposed to drive in runs as the leadoff hitter. Sure, he's got speed, but we've seen Randy Arozarena. He'll swing at stupid pitches and he'll refuse to swing the good ones. So I still think that, you know what, just tweak it around. Just put JP there.
Look at this. Okay? See, look at this. He agrees. Arozarena agrees that he should be the leadoff hitter, man. Look at the confidence in Randy right here. He has the swagger and the confidence and the yellow batting gloves and the chain around his neck. Okay? Let Randy cook.
The poser boy.
For sure. But yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. But I actually do. I do happen to like the creativeness of Dan Wilson, right? Because I don't think anybody probably would have assumed or expected Randy Arozarena would to move to the leadoff spot. I think if anybody was going to probably handle that job, it probably might have been Julio Rodriguez, considering he started his career as the leadoff guy. So he understands exactly what's needed. But that being said, I tend to agree with you. I would prefer a guy like JP up there. But, my question to you, though, is since this deal has gone down and since Gino has been in the lineup, how has Randy performed in the leadoff spot?
Let's find out and see what his game logs are since the first two games against the Texas Rangers. We can always just go to game logs and it does everything. Sure. He was 1-for-3 and 0-for-4. So I think even analytics wise, it proves that he is going to be best suited elsewhere other than leadoff spot. So I think if for a team and for Jerry Dipoto and just all that stresses on analytics, they are sure not paying attention to their own players and their numbers of what they're doing as a leadoff hitter.
Okay. Just curious, man. Just curious. I like the creativeness of it, but that being said, I mean, if there's no tangible proof that this is actually helping this team win ball games, then yeah, I probably would prefer somebody more that is more geared towards contact. Again, I kind of like JP, kind of like him up there, but then again, there is something fascinating about Julio Rodriguez back in that spot that I can understand exactly why he is where he is. But that being said, man, look at today's crowd, man. Look at that, man. Packed stadium today.
It is packed stadium, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that Eugenio Suarez is back on the team, so that will certainly get those butts in the seats. Now, regarding that trade deadline, do you think it was better than last year? Because last year they got Justin Turner, Randy Arozarena, Jimmy Garcia, which I wish that one worked out, and JT Chargois.
Yeah, JT Chargois. What was this year's deadline outside of Gino?
It was Josh Naylor and their relief pitcher southpaw from Pittsburgh. I think it was Ferguson. Caleb Ferguson.
So they ended up getting Ferguson, Naylor, and Suarez. Yeah, obviously this year's deadline is miles ahead of last year's, because last year's they were still needing infield help, right? To get a guy like Justin Turner, and I think they ended up with Arozarena, Turner, Chargois, and Yimi Garcia. But that being said, and Garcia was fine until he got hurt. And of course that ended up being null and void. But that being said, there was massive need in the infield as well too, at third base last year as well too. And I guess they just ran out of time, or they just felt like, what they had was going to be suitable enough. But I'm glad that they recognized this year that they had two massive holes in the infield, and of course those guys will be around for. Well, hopefully Gino isn't just going to be a rental, because I believe he's a free agent after the season as well too. So, hopefully this is a trade that is going to be at least for them to get a deal done within the next couple of months. So maybe he'll stick around for a couple of years. But again, I think the idea of Naylor here for a while, I like that. I like it. It's just not a move for the here and now. It's also a move for a couple of years. So we'll see how it plays out. But hopefully Gino will actually end up sticking around more than just the second half of the season.
And now here's the first pitch, and that is going to be a foul ball, and we are underway. And Josh Naylor only has a 1-year deal. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of expiring contracts. Yeah. But this has to be.
I thought Naylor was signed through 2026.
No, and swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. And I do think that this is a very critical year. I keep saying it every single year, like this is the critical year. This is the critical year. But each year it becomes more critical because Logan Gilbert and George Kirby are going to be due for extensions. The 0-2.
They should have already been extended. Those two already should have been extended. But the thing that kind of worries me a little bit is if this team does get to the playoffs. Okay. Not only do they get to the playoffs, but they advance in the playoffs, and maybe they get to a league championship series and they make it close, right? You probably would assume that guys like Gino Suarez and Josh Naylor, especially if they have huge postseason, those guys are going to get crazy offers on the open market. And then, of course, the Mariners, again, will be back to square one, and without even having a guy like Tyler Locklear, to potentially start the season at first base. So that being said, man, it's going to be interesting to see if they're willing to negotiate for extensions between now and the end of the season.
Has to be done as we're at 2-2 for Smith. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is a strikeout, and we got one out. It just feels like yeah.
Go ahead. I was going to ask you, what was the package for Naylor, by the way?
Naylor, it was like a couple like pitching prospects that were like in the middle.
Got it. Okay.
As we got Corey Seager up to the plate, Kyle Seager's brother, batting .266. And now here is the pitch, and that is going to be inside for a ball.
Who, by the way, man, who do you think is the better Seager brother, Kyle or Corey?
Corey.
You think so?
I think Corey. Well, we can look up numbers if we want to. The pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball.
Now, I recognize that Kyle never got to the playoffs, and I think Corey's won a couple. I think he's won a couple rings.
He has.
I'm not. Yeah, and here's the thing, right? I guess if we're going off the metrics of helping your team win a ring, obviously the answer is Corey. But from a numbers standpoint and the consistency standpoint, which one is? I'm curious to see which one is better.
We are going to look at those stat comparisons as we're at 1-2. And now here is the pitch. And that's just going to be outside for a ball. Mitch Garver, by the way, is watching. He's the catcher as we're at 2-2.
Nice to see
Still
Mitch
trying to figure out.
Good to see Mitch getting a day.
The pitch, low for a ball. That is going to be 3-2 on Corey Seager.
Come on, stop biting around the strike zone, man. Just go after him.
Just go right after him. And now we're at 3-2. And that's going to be a foul ball. This time he went right down the middle.
Yep. He was lucky that ball didn't get crushed.
Corey Seager is a career 289, 361 OBP. His WAR went as high as 7.2 when he was with the Texas Rangers of 2023, World Series champion, by the way. And now we're at 3-2. And that is a foul ball in the corner. Now I want to go to Kyle Seager. Kyle Seager was a bit more erratic, though. He wasn't that consistent because he had some pretty disturbing numbers on the on-base percentage sometimes, but he was a career 321, 251 batting average. The pitch. Now here's a liner, and that's a foul ball.
Yeah, so he was a career
wins above.
Okay.
His wins above replacement went around 6.3 to 6.9 at the very best.
Still pretty solid.
But I think Corey Seager is going to have that edge.
Yeah, I would probably assume. I think you're right.
The 3-2. Now, two, of course, Kyle Seager's defense, he also didn't really have much plate protection either. Corey Seager always had plate protection.
Correct. And it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see if he was used as was Kyle used as protection for other players, or was he treated as a main?
And that's going to be popped up into outfield. And who's talking? Someone's got to talk out there, but JP Crawford makes the catch.
Yeah, I feel like he was used always in his career as somebody that was either protecting Robinson Cano and the boomstick versus him being like the straw that stirred the drink.
At one point, I think 2012 he was actually their best offensive hitter, and 2013. So.
Yeah, well, those were garbage
seasons. Ground ball right to third base. Suarez the throw first, and that is in time, and that tire the side.
All right, guys, goodbyes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank you.
I love that, man. I love that.
You know, the first time the whole good vibes only was going around, I was like, oh, this is kind of like PC kind of messaging. And then once I got to know a little bit more, then it really started to grow on me. I was like, okay, good vibes. Yeah, because it's in the name of Suarez.
See, the thing I didn't like about it was clearly the Mariner PR machine, right? It was the Mariner fluff. Just, naming him Gino, and it kind of went with the whole Booney and Cammy and Shiggy thing, right? And so for me, I didn't like it because I already knew exactly where this would lead to, right? Where all these hokey Mariner fans that are only there because it's cool, because the Mariners are good, they'll start saying good vibes only, and it's just like, give me a break. But that being said, I also have to admit that after a while, it's like a bad commercial with a jingle that gets stuck in your head. You're kind of like, yeah, okay, man, good vibes only.
Good vibes. I do it on one of my softball teams, like in my Tacoma league. I have a guy, he's in third base, and he has that Gino Suarez vibe. So we just kept saying good vibes only to each other all the time.
I heard through the grapevine that Tacoma's doing well these years. I haven't been back to Tacoma in at least 10 years, and I heard that through the grapevine that Tacoma is now the hip, trendy town in Western Washington. I did not know that.
I mean, if Seattle is kind of like chasing people away, then Tacoma might as well just relish it. And think about Puyallup. Puyallup at one point was a growing real estate market in 21 and 22. Well, so much new construction down there, and they still have a ton of land. And they have the Washington State Fair. You cannot say no to that.
Yeah, I just heard that. Tacoma is like very laid back and very yuppie, very PC, PC progressive hipster type thing. Where there's these bars that are now starting to pop up. These cool bars. There's good residential neighborhoods and all this other stuff. And I'm like, man, good for Tacoma, because I just remember Tacoma being, a working class town back in the 80s and 90s, and it kind of fell by the wayside in the 90s because of the hilltop area up there. But that being said, it's nice to see that Tacoma had a nice little rebound.
Yeah, and then maybe Chris Brandon, Sonic Sky, started the rebound, and that is going to be a swing and a foul ball to Randy Rose.
That's right. I forgot about Sonic Sky.
And by the way, still belated rest in peace to Sonic Sky. I still remember when I got that news, my heart literally dropped. And I actually didn't know him. He was a cool guy. 01.
I put Sonic Sky in the same category as the Rick the Peanut Man, Bill the Beer Man, Bill Bigelow. Those characters
the Tuba Man.
The Tuba Man. Exactly. I put them in the same class. Recognizable Seattle characters that were so, I guess you can say, influential and surrounded around Seattle sports that, very influential, I guess. And I remember meeting Sonic Sky on a few occasions, and dude was a great guy, man. Same thing. Same thing with Commando Dave. I don't know if you remember Commando Dave. I haven't talked to Dave in a while.
All that inside he's a guy with a lot of interesting opinions, but I never got to meet him in person and saw his face.
Oh, Dave's a great dude, man. Dave's just an unbelievable
2-2.
dude, he's the one that got me
strike
started.
3, and my case continues on why Randy Arozarena should not be a leadoff hitter, and that was right there a perfect example.
Yeah, for sure. But
at least if JP Crawford struck out of it, it would have. If JP Crawford was leading off, that takes at least 8 or 9 pitches to get him out.
Is Cal Raleigh batting
Now we
second
got
in the
Cal.
order tonight?
Yes,
Wow.
which I really don't like this lineup. The pitch, and that
Yeah.
is low for a ball. What I was thinking was Crawford leads off, Julio at 2, Cal Raleigh 3, Gino 4, Randy 5, Naylor 6. I think that works better. But
yeah, and I actually think that Julio is probably better
1-0.
situated for the number 2 spot, right? But again, he's the face of the franchise. He's that new junior where he's got to be at the 3rd spot in the lineup, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like Cal is the guy that is the straw that's
the 1-1. And that is going to be up high for a ball. If the Mariners don't make the playoffs, I'm going to blame it on. Oh, the Blue Angels are going off. In case you heard background noise,
I was like, is somebody breaking into your house?
The 2-1.
Yeah, if the Mariners don't, here's what I will say, right? Like, if the Mariners don't make the playoffs, I don't know if you can blame Jerry Dipoto because he actually went out and did what he was supposed to do at the deadline.
He finally did his job. It's going to be bad lineup construction and bad bullpen management.
So I guess the next logical question is
swing and a miss, strike 3.
If they fail to reach the playoffs, is this it for Dan Wilson?
It has to be, but the thing is, he has nostalgia protection. That's the problem. That's why
I think he's got. I think he's got ownership protection too. To be honest with you,
if his name was not Dan Wilson, people would want him fired like day 1. Well, not day 1, but like early in 2025. And now here's the pitch. Here's a fly ball to right field foul.
I wonder if they cycle through Mariner greats, right? So they tried Dan Wilson, it didn't work. Next is going to be Jay Buhner for a season. If that doesn't stick, maybe they go to Joey Cora. If that doesn't stick, you can bring back Junior for a season and see if that works.
0-1. And now here's a fly ball to right field, and Garcia's going to be there, and he makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. And I'm looking at the stats for where Julio's a 296 hitter, so having him as a 2, actually as a 3 makes more sense than a 2. But as a 5 hitter, he's a 476 hitter. So maybe for a team that preaches analytics, they don't even look at these simple numbers. Right.
Yeah, and it's interesting, right? Because this team very much is analytically driven, right? But like you and me that are just kind of dumb when it comes to like the intricacies of advanced analytics. If we're just looking at basic numbers, we're like, he's a better 3 and 5 hitter. So why don't you just have him in the 5 hole and then figure out your lineups based on where they're actually suited to be in the lineup. 100%, man, 100. But what's interesting though, right? So let's just forecast a little bit, right? Say, okay, so Dan Wilson, you're out. You would probably assume that the next guy they go to is Edgar Martinez, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. And I hate saying that, but we know the obvious choice, Joe freaking Madden. He still is looking for a job, or maybe he's just waiting for the right job.
Maybe he's retired. But you talk about a guy that is also very into analytics, and he manages based off of analytics. That's Joe Madden, and he did it twice, right? I think he did it with the Rays, and he did it with the Cubs, and ended up winning a World Series. And then I think he went to the Angels, didn't he? Wasn't he an Angel for a while?
He went to the Angels, and he actually kept them afloat in some ways.
Okay, there you go.
For what he had.
So, yeah. I just think that it makes sense. I'd like to see a manager in there that understands the strengths of this club and manages it towards that. But a big part of me thinks that Dan Wilson probably will, even if they don't make the playoffs, that he'll still be around next season.
Which I don't want. And I love Dan Wilson. Like, I always appreciate his 90s and 2000s. But here's the thing. We're in 2025. We're not in 1995 or 96. The pitch. Now, here's a ground ball right to Gino Suarez. The throw to first. And that is in time. And I just got to do it again.
All right, guys. Goodbyes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank
The question, though, is, and this is an interesting question, though, is if Dan Wilson doesn't get this team to the playoffs, and there is a continuous trends of second half collapses, does that ruin his legacy a little bit? Does that kind of tarnish his playing legacy a little bit? Or is that something?
I think it's separate because, like when Ted Williams managed and it didn't work out, did people care when Ted Williams stunk the hole as a manager? You think so? You think it did?
Yeah, because I think baseball fans can't separate playing career from managing career, and the best example of that is Pete Rose, right?
Yogi Berra also had some failed times with Yogi Berra tried to be manager.
Yeah, and I think that people couldn't separate the playing career from the managing career, and I think it kind of hit a little bit. But that being said, time has an interesting way of kind of reversing that trend after a little bit. But that being said, I just look at this, and on paper, dare I say it, I think that this 2025 roster has the potential to be a little bit better than the 2022 roster.
You would think so,
I think it kind of does.
The roster had a more consistent starting rotation and
Right.
and they had the best bullpen in baseball when I did not want to admit that.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing.
The
It's going to
2-2.
be interesting.
And that's going to be
It's going to be
3-2.
interesting to see the way Dan Wilson manages this rotation bullpen down the stretch, right? Because clearly they don't have, right. The only thing that 2022 had on this year's crew is a better bullpen, right? They don't have a Paul
3-2.
Sewald at the end of that.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. We got 2 outs. Yeah, I mean, why? I think the Mariners should have tried to get Paul Sewald because they just had to pay the back half of his contract, and he got dealt somewhere else. So they should have tried to see if they can get Paul Sewald on that team, and he wouldn't have had to be the closer because that's already Munoz's job.
Right. I mean, that's the thing is you get a guy who understands the organization, knows exactly what's expected of him, but also he's a Swiss Army knife. You can bring him in the 5th inning if you're trying to hold a lead, or the 6th or whatever. Like you can utilize a dude like Sewald like that in high leverage situations, right? So that's the only thing.
Wyatt Langford popped up and fouled. That's what kept me from giving the Mariners an A on the trade deadline. I gave them a B+. Last year I gave them like a B to a B+. But this year it was a B+. Had they gotten another solid bullpen arm, I would have been like A-.
Who was in the, by the way?
And the 0-2.
I'm curious to see who was in that bullpen.
1 and 2.
I forgot. As I look at it, all right. So they had, that's right. They had Diego Castillo, Penn Murphy. I forgot about Penn Murphy. Eric Swanson.
I didn't like Castillo that much.
Yeah,
the 1-2.
Yeah, Matt Festa.
Yeah. Matt Brash. Matt Brash when he was.
Yeah. Yep.
Matt Brash
Sergio
when he
Romo,
was raw.
True
OG
second
Matt
rider.
Brash was very raw. Don't forget Matt Thompson or Matt Thornton, whatever his name is. Matt Thompson.
Yeah, we also had Matt Koch. I forgot about him. Johan Ramirez. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we had Sergio Romo.
They had a good bullpen back then.
Boyd. Yeah, they
Matthew Boyd, that's his name.
Yeah.
Now the 3-2.
And the interesting thing,
strike 3 called, and that is going to retire the side. And another 1-2-3 inning for the La Piedra. And while we're on commercial break, I have some softball highlights, new ones, brand new ones from
softballs.
Tuesday.
Let's get it.
Here's the names. We've got 2 strikeouts in softball, double play, base hit, then got thrown out, got a runner out at home, getting run support from friends, a home run, giving up a home run, almost hitting to a double play.
Okay. Let's go. We'll we'll save the home run because I think I definitely want to see that. But let's go to base hit and then gets thrown out.
Oh, you want to go with that one?
Damn, look at the hottie on first base. Yeah, that was entertaining right there. That was pure entertainment.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm slowly starting to appreciate these softball highlights. Right, it's one of the things like when I come on, I'm like, one thing that you introduced the last week was the immaculate grid, and I think we should probably do that again. But the softball highlights, man, I'm starting to enjoy these quite a bit.
Yeah, adds more human element to the content that I do.
Sure.
I do more than just standing in front of a camera. I'm an active guest. There's other things I do.
It's great, man.
And Immaculate Grid, dude, we'll do Immaculate Grid later in the game for sure, as we are back from the break. And by the way, I just realized this is our first streaming together with Gino Suarez on the team. With all these years of YouTube I'm doing, we never did a show together with Gino on the Mariners.
No, did we do a live stream when what's his bucket was in the starting rotation?
The pitch to Naylor.
Home dude that ended up going to San Francisco last year or a couple years back.
Robbie Ray, we never did. Robbie Ray, no.
Yeah, Robbie Ray.
Robbie Ray was a starter with the Mariners. He last started with the Mariners. I was not even at 600 subscribers.
Well, there you go, man. There you go.
As we're at 1-1. Oh, that almost hit him, and that is going to be a 2-1 count. And for Immaculate Grid,
I'm so happy we have Josh Naylor.
A lot of the players, these were all players that the Mariners should have been gunning for a lot earlier.
You know, the reality is like Naylor should have been on this team 2 years ago.
2-1. And now here's a foul ball. 2-2.
Yeah, out there. Yeah,
Josh Naylor has reached base safely in 7 of the last 8 games.
Yeah, the Immaculate Grid is unbelievable.
And we're at 2-2, and let's do 848 and 849. So take a look at those, and you get to go first, as we're at 2-2. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep center field. Is that going to be enough? And the Marine Layer got him, and that is going to be one out.
The vaunted Marine Layer that's non-existent in summer.
Yeah, what's up with that?
And
now we're at
vaunted. Yeah, like if there's anything that goes wrong, you can just always blame the Marine Layer.
That's what the Mariners do. And by the way, this guy is up.
All right, guys, goodbye only. Don't forget it.
Stop it. Thank you.
Let's see what Good Vibes Only can do, as here is the very first pitch. Big swing and a miss, and that's the Gino I remember and love, the one who just swings at everything. That's like the Mariners culture, just swing at everything.
Yeah.
As we're at 0-1 to pitch.
Well,
inside.
You get a fastball. You get a fastball that's kind of high, and as it's coming into you, you look at it like, ooh, I like this, and it just ends up being a little too high for him. But yeah, it's interesting, right? The balance between swinging at good pitch and just free swinging.
1-1. And that's going to be a foul ball, and that is going to be 1-2.
Gino.
As we're at 1-2. Let's see what he can do.
Is that look at that. Look at young Dom.
And the 1-2 pitch. Oh, it up high, and that was kind of headed towards his direction. That's going to be 2-2. Yeah, the Blue Angels are hanging around because it's the Seafair weekend.
Yeah.
As we're at 2-2, and the pitch. And he reaches it, and that's a foul. Speak of flying things, I actually went to the museum of... Oh, wait! That's Rowdy Tellez making the catch. I thought it was going to be out of play, but former Mariner Tellez makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 outs. Jack Frick, I never heard of this guy, but are you ready for the 2025 season? Maybe. As we got Dom Canzone up to the plate, batting .291. Guess his batting average is hanging in there just a little bit.
Just to let you know, Jack, we already are in the football season.
The pitch.
Maybe it's not the football that you think it is.
That is a ball.
We are in mid-season already, and the start of the new 2025-2026 season is about ready to kick off. So yeah, I'm definitely ready for the football.
The
season.
1-0, and that is a strike. And last 5 games, Dom Canzone has actually maintained a .474 on base percentage. So if he's not getting the hits, at least he's walking. And he's came a long way since last year. Last year, when we saw him, it was painful to watch, as we're at 1-1 and the pitch. And now here is a liner to center field, but that's going to be caught by the center fielder, and that's going to be a 1-2-3. And now let's pick the next highlight. We've got all those I told you.
Let's go to so it's the strikeouts, right?
The 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's the one. Look at that, man. Nasty stuff right there. And I think you struck out the hottie on first base as well, too. Good job. Good job on that one.
That and struck out a dude, which was a bigger deal.
Yeah, I mean, that was some nasty stuff right there. Was that, what is that, a slider?
I don't know. But in that game, that was the Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, it's the Charlie Sheen. Yeah.
Slider? The crazy part of that game was all of my outfielders were actually out for that game. So I basically had some inexperienced outfielders out there. So I really played my cute strategy, like walking the dude. Well, you know what I do? I go through the lineup just to see where they are. And then 2 of them were like hitting bombs. So the ones that were hitting bombs, I took their bats away and just walked them. Even with the risk of pitching consecutively balls, they go to second base. I still took the risk. And the other team was getting annoyed by it. They're like, they were just giving like some snaky comments like, oh, okay. Because they saw that I was, quote, scared. But we came away with a victory. So I guess the strategy worked. Making the girls hit. No offense, girls.
But, that was awesome right there. I like that. By the way, it looks like good old Ryan Bliss is on the microphone right now talking with the booth. And again, I had no idea that Ryan Bliss had been called up.
Is he?
Yeah, he's in the dugout talking to the booth, or maybe he's just I don't know. Yeah, he's in the Mariner dugout talking to the broadcast booth. So yeah, I think he might be up. Look at Cole Young.
We are back from the break now. Here's former Mariner Rowdy Tellez, and that is going to be swinging and a miss.
Rowdy.
Yeah.
Rowdy.
Yeah, Bliss was taking grounders for the 2nd straight day. Robles through sliding drills. Wow.
Okay.
So we have maybe some players coming back that could contribute for that September drive.
I always liked Ryan Bliss, and I was just waiting for his consistency.
There's a ground ball right to diving stop. Cole Young, he drops it, throw to first, but he's going to be safe. And Cole Young actually balled that.
Yeah, the interesting thing though is if they can develop Ryan Bliss into just a very good contact hitter, dude, the sky's the limit with him, because I think defensively he's brilliant. I think he's got the speed too.
And he doesn't have to hit home runs to be effective.
That's exactly right. Just get on base. Looks like TK says Fangrass still has him on the IL. Sometimes when it's a long stint, they'll invite them to the dugout before their rehab. Okay, fair enough.
Looks like it's still going to be a while to pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And that is going to be ball 1. Also, Victor Robles being shown on the camera.
There you go.
He's He's putting some sunflower seeds on his head.
Let's see. Anything is better than Dylan Moore right now. Bliss just needs a few hits. Yeah.
The pitch.
It's a shame what's happened with Dylan.
He just looks completely lost. Like in the very first part of the season, it looked like it was okay. He had him, and then he's been like 2 for his last 60 or something. It's just painful to watch. And it's getting to the point. It's like, you know what? It's probably time to just go. Just let him go.
Yeah. That's the thing.
1-1
like
outside for a ball.
I think the only reason why he's still around is because they know. Oh God, good Lord, that ball's tattooed.
Thanks for telling me.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm a little bit ahead. The only reason why Moore is still on the roster is because defensively
2-1, and that's good. I am way behind. Yeah, I'm way behind. So I just hit the button. Yeah, I just home run. Kyle, he gets. I can't say it, but
yeah, you'll get there.
2-0.
Yeah, that pitch was right at the top. Oh God!
And that's what we know about. What we know about Luis Castillo, he does give up big runs once in a while, especially early.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was just an invitation of a home run.
Oh, yeah. Without any doubt. And now the Mariners are in a hole. And that's, that was the interesting thing. I was curious to see if the Mariners would get aggressive early to try to grab a run or two. But that being said, we're only in the third inning. And
third inning. Yeah, got an infield hit by a former Mariner, and now a home run. And now here's Osuna, the pitch, and that is inside for a ball. Look at all these former Taylor Trammell earned the Mariners in the Houston series.
Taylor Trammell with Houston.
We got he is, yeah. Still has a job hanging around.
Yeah, he's on the
pitch.
That's good for him, man.
All three, and if I were how many mound visits are allowed, but if I were Mitch Garver, I'd at least have a little bit of a chat with Luis Castillo and be like, hey, what's going on?
So Jake says that the Yankees have released Marcus Stroman, but their team is a mess. I like Marcus Stroman.
3-0.
If he's available, man, if he's available, wouldn't mind taking a flyer on Stroman.
Hey, your number on Immaculate Grid, 848 or 849?
Let's go 848.
The pitch, and now it's going to be a foul ball. We'll do the Immaculate Grid.
What is the
commercial break? San Francisco Giants to Mets combo, San Francisco Giants to Cubs combo, San Francisco Giants to outside of U.S. foreign players, Nationals Mets combo, Nationals Cubs combo. Now here's Osuna, the pitch, and that is going to be low for ball 4. Take your base. And by the way, there's still only no outs.
Okay. Yeah. He's already 45 pitches in. Still no outs here, and it's interesting to see if it's going to be interesting to see if the Mariners actually get somebody up. I would probably assume that Dan Wilson is probably going to let him battle through it. But that being said, I mean, if all of a sudden this 2-run lead turns into a 4-run lead, I would probably assume there's going to be a hook.
Bullpen, you would think. And now here is Smith. And by the way, the bullpen is just getting thinner because Trent Thornton is now put on a 15-day.
Oh,
and the pitch. And that is a strike. And it's not like he's any of the best pitcher, but you still don't want to lose pitchers.
Right. Not yet. Not right now, as the calendar has swung over to August now. This is the month where the Mariners actually need to make their move. With the bullpen that's thin, they're going to have to start really relying on guys that otherwise they wouldn't, but or at least relying on guys that they know they can trust. But looks like what Jake says, Wilson honestly keeps these guys in too long. Logan Evans, Gilbert, I don't know, can make or break their momentum into the next outing. Kinda.
But last year we were complaining about Scott Service like putting everything on a short count.
I've seen Logan kind of get beat up a little bit in the next outing. He's absolutely brilliant, right? So I think for the younger pitchers, even some of the veterans, I think they have short-term memory loss, right?
And up high for a ball 2-2. And And oh, he
Yeah.
blew out his Achilles. That means he's gone. He's done.
Yeah. Are you talking about
Poor guy.
Thornton?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thornton season's over.
But I
pretty
do
tragic.
imagine I would probably be remiss to think that there's going to be
too.
some DA candidates over the next
High
week
for a ball.
that the Mariners will take a flyer on.
Some maybe 3-2, and Luis Castillo really is struggling. He's now at 50 pitches after pitching in his first 2 innings. Now he's finally getting challenged, and now and that's gonna be popped up into it's gonna be J.P. Crawford, and he makes the catch.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be 1 out.
Yep. Nice, right? Shallow center field. That's absolutely what he needed, is the first out right there. So, yeah, but I mean, that's Jerry DiPoto's MO, right? Past the deadline, generally speaking, if they need help, they'll raid the DFA cabinet and try to find a gem in there that they can just utilize, right? It's fastball slider combos.
There's Corey Seager, and that's going to be low for a ball. OKC No Face is in the club right now.
Yeah, no, man.
The Thunder fan is here.
Yeah, the consistent Oklahoma City fan.
Yeah, I have a weird time of attracting the rivals. The 1-0.
Super.
That is a foul. Sonics. Super. And I did give you the wrong name. Earlier this morning, I did get to talk to Steve Scheffler on my show, the former.
Yeah, by the way, I saw that. You know what? You should have let me know. I would have listened to it, but I'm going to go back and listen to it. By the way, Super Chef was my guy, man. That was the guy. I think he still is the Big Ten's all-time leading rebounder. When he was back in his days at Purdue. And he was a guy that I don't necessarily think got an opportunity as much as he should have. Obviously that changed. Sean Kemp pretty much changed everything at his position. But that being said, though, it would have been nice to see Super Chef in being a part of their regular rotation of George Karl. But he was still a fan favorite, right? So
he was the guy. It turns out he told me that he was the guy put in with Sean Kemp once in a while, just so Sean Kemp doesn't get into foul trouble. So Steve Scheffler's like, nope, they give the foul to me. I'll take it.
Well, I distinctly remember it might have been game
2-2. Let's see. And that's gonna be a foul ball.
Like I remember the '96 finals, and I think it was like the first 2 was in
Chicago,
and then the next 3 were in Seattle, and the last 2 were in Chicago. And I think it might have been game 3 or 4 during a Sonics blowout. In the last 5 minutes, everybody was saying
2-2.
Everybody was
we want Chef.
We want Chef. We want Chef. And he gets in, the crowd goes absolutely bananas. And it was nice to see that George Karl acknowledged it. But that being said, man, I always thought Scheffler was such an underrated rebounder in the NBA. I thought his rebounding ability was so good and kind of underutilized by George.
And the 2-2, it's going to be a foul ball. And he had a decent jump shot too. He could shoot.
So he could, man. You're absolutely right about that. He's pretty good around the rim too. OKC No Face says, "Did you see the new NBA jerseys?" No, I have not. Are they ridiculous? Are they good? I don't know.
And the 2-2. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And Luis Castillo is continuing to struggle to find that strike zone.
If Oklahoma City has like a third jersey that is in Sonic's colors, I'm going to scream.
As we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner to right field, and that is going to be a base hit. This could actually score in the run. Here's Dom Canzone with the throw. And did that score the run? That's the question. Nope. Asuna's now at third base. And now we got runners on first and third. And
that was actually a good piece of hitting right there.
And now already things are getting very, very dangerous.
It looks like Texas had the hit and run put on right there because Asuna took off. And by the way, it looked like it was a nice little two-seamer that kind of just hit the outside corner, and homeboy had to reach for that one. So I mean, that was a pitcher's pitch right there. That was a good piece of hitting right there. And now all of a sudden, runners are at first and third with only one out. So I gotta say,
Marcus Simeon's now to the plate.
Yep. And Castillo's
Luis
in trouble.
Castillo has been known to have these early troubles.
Oh, I see. So
It kind of-
this is it's a dark blue one. Okay.
Sonics never wore dark blue. They went green and gold and red once in a while.
Yeah. By the way,
is Marcus Simeon.
Oh, that's nice piece. That's nice defense right there. Yeah,
And
the
the
problem
pitch.
with
Now here's a ground ball right. Nice catch by Cole Young, and that's gonna be two
Yeah.
outs.
the thing about the 2000 throwbacks is, Oklahoma City would have to wear the green and gold, or at least a combination of the old red and black or the red and green the Sonics used to have. But of course, they're not going to do that. So he says they're dark blue. But by the way, those red jerseys were I was never a big fan of those that logo from like 96 to 2000,
2001.
Yeah,
You didn't like those? That's the one that
Yeah,
everyone loves.
with the basketball that's like the elevator and the Space Needle. I wasn't really a big fan of it, but I dug the color scheme though. That was I actually didn't mind the green and red. I actually thought that was pretty cool. I just thought the logo was kind of hokey. It kind of fed into like the whole 90s vibe of what sports teams were trying to do. But when they went back to the green and gold, I actually kind of dug that. I kind of dug the logo because it had that retro feel to it. But it's still though the greatest one was the original with the half basketball with the Seattle City skyline in it. Classic.
The pre-96.
Correct. Yeah.
Because the pre-96 is my favorite.
Yep. And that was from their inception. Well, no, because they used to have the one with the jet that kind of looped in it.
The Boeing Supersonic project.
Yeah. And then they went to the logo that was the half basketball with the
Pitch.
Seattle City skyline. I think that was
And
from
that is a strike.
70s.
As we got Adolis
77
Garcia.
onward.
Adolis Garcia at the plate with Luis Castillo still struggling as we're at 3-1, by the way. Oof.
But by the
Now
way,
here
though,
is the pitch. Reaching for a foul.
credit to Castillo though, right? Because he's battling. He's kept this thing at two runs, and he's been, he's kind of getting through this. We'll see what happens right here with Garcia. But I'll give Castillo some credit here. If
Now
you
we're
can get
at
out of
3-2.
But I remember the days of
3-2 pitch. And that's going to be foul ball. And that's going to be foul, all right.
Like I remember the days of Xavier McDaniel, Tom Chambers, Dana Barros,
Dale Ellis.
Dale Ellis, Michael Cage. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the
Everybody
team,
remembers.
3 players scoring 20 points or better, but they just didn't have really anything else.
Got him.
As we're at 3-2. And now here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. And let's go straight into this game. And you have until the end of commercial break.
All right. So let's go Mets. The Mets Giants connection will be Willie Mays. All right. Let's go Mets Nationals. Let's go Jesse Winker.
That might be a good one.
Yep.
That was a great one.
Yep. Let's go Cubs Giants. Ooh. Damn. Let's go. Let's go San Francisco. Born outside of the 50 United States in DC. The Korean kid that just signed with them last year. Yeah, there you go. Jung-Hoo Lee. Yeah, there you go. Let's go. Born out of the United States. The closer that was just indicted for all those born out of the United States. Let's go. For the Washington Nationals. Let's go. He was a former Mariner, Vidal. Former DH for the Mariners, Jose Vidro.
From Puerto Rico. That could be obscure. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, Jose Vidro. Played outfield, minimum 1 game for the New York Mets. Who's a good Mets outfielder? Benny Agbayani.
Benny Agbayani.
Yeah, Benny Agbayani. Yeah, there he is.
And I'll give you one more because we are actually back from the break, which Mitch Garver has an 0-1.
How about born out of the United States in D.C., played outfield? How about Sammy Sosa?
See how obscure this one is. Yeah, you did pretty good. You got a score of 335, so that'll be quite a bit for me to compete with. And the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 2 to Mitch Garver. And I will go. I will go next, of course. Yeah, you know the obscure guys. So it's like the ones from like the Gen X into maybe early millennials. They have a shot. They have a really good shot. And look at me. I'm a Gen Y. It's like, eh.
Yeah. So quick shout outs in the chat to Daniel Berry Sports. Good to see you, man. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday. And OKC No Face says that he's looking forward to Kansas City versus the Mariners next month. And I always enjoy when the Mariners go to Kansas City because they usually kick the
2-2
crap out of Kansas City.
And a swing and a miss, strike 3. But we do remember one of the last times they were in Kansas City, the Mariners blew an 8-0 lead. Same game that Ryan Bliss hit his first home run of his career. I don't know. They got J.P. Crawford.
In '94, as the strike was looming, the Mariners were in Kansas City, and I think it was Junior and Buhner hit just absolutely monumental shots into the old waterfalls that they had out there.
That was also around the time that Edgar Martinez was coming around too, in the 0-1. And now here's a fly ball. He kind of golf swinged it, and the runner's still going, but he makes the catch. He got under it. And that's one of those deadly swings, is the golf swing in baseball. And that's going to be 2 outs already.
By the way, Junior, Buhner, and Edgar had unbelievable statistics in Kansas City. Those dudes just for whatever reason raked at Royal Stadium. Or excuse me, Kauffman Stadium.
I'll go to the games of '94. I'll check it out as we've got Cole Young up to the plate.
Let's go, Cole. Mariners need a base hit.
And the pitch. And that is a strike. Mariners won that game 10-6 when Ken Griffey Jr. hit that home run.
Yeah.
And it was home runs by Ken Griffey Jr., number 38, Tino Martinez, Jay Buhner were the guys that hitting the home runs.
Right. Yeah. Like Junior and Buhner just hit unbelievable shots into the waterfall. I think Tino did as well, too.
He did. And maybe I'll find that game and we can show it on the screen.
The crazy
August
thing,
7th,
though,
1994. The pitch.
The interesting thing.
Now here's a ground ball. He's gonna have to really run to this one, and he might have a shot to throw to first, and he drops it. And that's gonna be not in time. And we got Cole Young at first base. Now the question is, was that a base hit or was that an error? That's what we're waiting on.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to rule it as a base hit. But when you talk about balls flying out of ballparks in Kansas, especially in the summer in Kansas City, man, that ball flies. And the Mariners that's got to be a base hit.
I mean, Dan Wilson was hitting home runs there.
Yeah.
Oh, I found the clip that you were talking about.
Let's see it at the break.
We'll see it at the break. I can wait on the Immaculate Grid. And official ruling was a hit.
I wonder
now
if
here's
you
a
can dig up
Rosarena.
highlights from May 27th, 1992. Mariners Orioles at the Kingdome, and it was Junior hit a third inning 3-run home run. I think Edgar had a couple doubles in that game, and the Mariners rolled the Orioles against Ben McDonald. I think it was like 7-1. It's a big game for me, but
I don't have it. It's not there.
Yeah, but,
never saved it.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, though, that game in Kansas City, those highlights are going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
As we're at 1-1 for Randy Arozarena, and the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's not going to get anything done. And we're just going to go straight into the highlights because how disappointing was that? And here we are.
All right. Let's give it a go.
Against David Cone.
Ooh, Coney.
If that is the David Cone I'm thinking of, if he played in Kansas City. And who was number 22 at the time?
What's up?
Junior makes the catch.
What's up with these highlights going frame by frame? That's cool, though. Hey, by the way, who was on the hill for the Mariners that day?
That day, pitcher was Roger Salkeld.
Yeah, Roger Salkeld. Okay. I remember
against David Cone, who was 16-5.
Ooh, look at that. Look at Junior's shot. Look at Junior's shot right down the right field line.
Oh, they didn't show Buhner and Tino.
That's cool, though. That's pretty rad, though, man.
Softball highlight. What do we got? Which one do you want to see?
Let's go. What's left?
Okay, I got double play.
Okay.
Got the runner out at home. Getting run support. A home run.
Okay.
Gave up a home run.
Let's see.
Defense.
Let's see giving up the home run.
Oh.
Look at Joe just backing up home plate. He knew it too. You see Joe just kind of circling the mound right there. He knew it. He knew it was gone.
I was actually trying to walk him too, and he caught on to my strategy. He was like, "Screw it, I'm just gonna swing." Like he was like reaching because he knew what I was doing. He knew I wanted to walk him. And
by the way, it looks like he felt disrespected and he took it out on you right there. But at least he didn't show you up by walking slow. You know what I mean? But looks like Castillo's back out here for the fourth.
With 68 pitches, and
it's not surprising they don't want to get to their bullpen early. Not surprising at all.
Yeah, because they don't have a day off until Monday, so they're still trying to keep everyone fresh as much as they can, and that's gonna be popped up and fouled. So it is the correct decision to put in Castillo despite his struggles in the third inning. As we're at 1-0. 70 pitches now for Castillo. And now here's the 1-1. And that's going to be inside for a ball.
He's OKC No Face is asking us, did we see that Damian Lillard went back to the Portland Trailblazers? No, I didn't see that. Where did he by the way, I can't remember where he got traded initially.
Milwaukee. As Gino Suarez makes the catch. Yeah. Damian he tried to win a ring with the Milwaukee Bucks, but then he finally just decided after he got cut, he was like, I just want to go home.
Right. Yeah. So he was trying to win a ring with the Greek Freak right there. And then so that didn't work out. And so what, did they release him or did they trade him back or what?
They released him.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
Now here is a ground ball right to JP. Tossed over to first in time. We got 2 outs.
It looks like right now, Houston is up on Boston, maybe 3-1, 2-1. Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah,
looks like
so
they're in the third right now.
but that's like a pick your poison, right? Because if Boston loses, that helps the Mariners get them in number 2. But if the Astros lose and the Mariners win, then that could give them the edge that can help them with the standing. So this is a very pick your poison situation.
Yeah, but you want to win the division, right? Like, don't get me wrong. If we don't, but we finish in the top spot in the wild card, at least we get the home playoff game of the wild card round. So
now the 1-0, and
it's a 3-game series, isn't it?
It's a 3-game series.
Yeah, and it looks like Boston just tied the game at 2, so that's good. That's cool.
As we're at 2-0. So you are in the Jay Buhner mindset. Screw that. Let's go for the division, the pitch.
Yeah, of course.
And that is a strike 2-1.
You want to hang
despite the fact that the Houston Astros did just they got Carlos Correa back on their team.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, so they made a deal with the Twinkies?
The Twinkies. And just like the Twinkies
Julio.
made a deal with the Toronto. Oh, really? It's this bad, isn't it?
Anyway, so the Twinkies made a deal with the Blue Jays?
Yep. As we're at 3-1. Probably just some prospects. The 3-1 pitch. And now here's a fly ball belted to deep center field. Now here is Julio, and he lost track of the ball. That's something he probably should have caught. And now Rowdy Tellez is, I think, going to get a double out of that, which he will. And that is just lack of paying attention by Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's bad defense by Julio right there. He took the wrong path to the ball. He zigged when he should have just, ran straight towards the ball. So I can understand what he was trying to do. Well, I understand what he's trying to do. He turned to his left a little bit to try to track the ball a little bit better, but that ball just literally, screamed off the wall. Julio could have actually made a nice little play on that ball, but
I guess should have kept Rowdy.
That's right. He started the season in Seattle, didn't he? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, did. He was actually had some big hits. And that's going to be a fly ball to right field, but Canzone is there, thankfully. And he makes the catch. And a little bit of an easier inning. And now we're going to get into my turn of the Immaculate Grid. And let's see if I got you on this one.
Ooh. Oh, I can. Right now, Boston, LA is easy.
Adrian Beltre right there.
Yeah, I was going to say Carl Crawford, but yeah, Adrian Beltre. Oh, I know this one too. Boston, Chicago, that's easy, man.
I'm going to go with Sean Green.
Sean Green, good one right there.
I'm too lazy, but Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah, I'll do it. 40 WAR in his career.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'll go with Jermaine Dye. No Jermaine Dye.
Nope, I don't know. Not at all.
Ed Williams.
You probably could have went Bo Jackson for Casey.
No, I don't think he didn't play long enough. Boston and Jose Valentin. Nope. Okay, I'm getting killed on this one.
You could have went Chris Sale.
I won't do that.
Boston, Chicago, Kansas City, LA.
Frank Thomas. Oh, that's going to kill right there. Look at that. 50%. I'm just getting burned. Chicago and KC, would I know? Don't tell me.
Well, again, that's easy too. I already mentioned him once.
Brett. I should have just went with Mike Sweeney.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim Belcher.
Tim Belcher.
Oh, I beat you by 3 points.
Yeah, whatever. But what's funny is, Boston, Chicago, you could have went Chris Sale, but also Kansas City, Chicago, you could have went Bo Jackson as well too. So
that would have been pretty obscure.
Yeah. Let's see. Twins got 70% of Correa's salary off the books, unless the name Matt Mikulski does anything for you. It melts my butter quite a bit. But Kevin Kirby asks, do you think the Mariners have the best lineup in baseball or the American League?
No.
Who do you think's got the best lineup in the American League?
Let's go through the lineups. Because I can even argue that, would I say Texas? No, maybe not Texas so much. The pitch. And a half-ass swing by Cal Raleigh, and that is going to be strike 2. That's not even like feeling pressure. That's just a really bad swing.
I don't think they got the best lineup in the American League or Major League Baseball. I mean, they don't really have a consistent leadoff guy.
0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 at the dirt. Like, what was that? That is very concerning.
If Dan Wilson can get 2 through 6 right, it's going to be a much better lineup. But that being said, it's like, I mean, it really does start at the top of the lineup, right? And if they don't have any sort of consistency at the top of the lineup, it's going to trickle down a little bit. But that being said, it's like, you know what, they do have the ability to score runs in bunches.
Now here's a ground ball, and that could be the throw to first in time.
It's one of the things that Dipoto has never gotten right? The lineup functionality.
Mariners offense is just extremely flat today. Like they're not even being patient. They're just swinging at everything. Like, and I think this lineup construction has a little bit to do with it. Like everyone is just out of place in their lineups. And now we got Josh Naylor.
I would like to see Naylor batting second.
That'd be an interesting idea. The pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to the first baseman Tellez and goes to the bag, and that is going to be in time. And while I look up Josh Naylor as a number 2 guy,
imagine having a 2-3-4 of Naylor, Julio, and Cal, followed by Gino, and then Arozarena.
Yeah, and it's literally in the palm of the hand of Dan Wilson too. That's the frustrating part. And Scott Service would have done the same thing too. Don't get me wrong. And
probably right.
What's another highlight? We gave up the home run. Now we got home run, almost hit another play.
Let's see the dinger now. Let's see the dinger.
Oh yeah! Go! Go home! Stay a second. Yeah! Let's go! Yeah, let's go!
Josh Naylor's like a 228 batter in the number 2, so I don't think that would work. But you were saying?
Fair enough. By the way, that looked like it was it looked like that ball right there was a double with 2 throwing errors. But that being said, it looked like it found the gap and it kept on rolling. It gave you enough leeway to use the burners right there.
Yeah, that was a redemption from me getting thrown out. Gino at third, like anywhere. Yeah,
I'd like to see that too. I really would. Even if it means Julio going batting second, I wouldn't mind that. I actually wouldn't even mind seeing Julio back in the leadoff spot, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I still don't like that idea. I think he's just that guy that has to. Because he strikes out too much and he swings ridiculously. I'd still rather have like a JP or if Victor Robles is healthy, then have him be leadoff.
It looks like the Mariners are getting Eduardo Pizarro up in the bullpen, and how that.
No, it's Carlos Vargas.
They were just showing Pizarro doing stretches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But he does well in T-Mobile Park, so this ballpark suppresses for him, I guess, as we're at 0-1.
I think Pizarro's not a. Yeah, it looks like Vargas is up throwing right now, so it'll be Vargas. But
the pitch,
they were showing,
and that's going to be a foul ball.
I still believe Pizarro's got like some compromising pictures of Jerry Dipoto. That's the only reason why he's on the roster.
So he must have blackmailed him.
That's exactly right.
Pretty clever.
Yeah, I would do the same thing too if I was a mid reliever.
Trying to save his own career and the pitch. Up high for a ball. Yeah, it makes you wonder how Jeff Weaver was able to hang on with the Mariners for a long time and Carlos Silva.
By the way, we don't talk about the Dream Weaver at all. That was my guy. I was a big Jeff Weaver. I was more of a fan of Jeff than his younger brother Jared.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, man. I remember when Weaver was a Detroit Tiger.
As we got Asuna, and now the pitch. Oh, and that hit him in the foot, and that is going to automatically bring him to first base.
Notice how he didn't get out of the way of that pitch either. Didn't even try to make an attempt.
Jeff Weaver only had one decent season, but he was in the bullpen. 3.65 ERA. Everything else, he was a 5.6, maybe 3. So pretty brutal career for him. But hey, someone saw his value for 10 years. So the fact that he was able to hang on to Major League Baseball at 10 years and make his millions. You can't hate that.
Me personally, I kind of thought he actually had a decent stint with the Mariners. Comparative to some of his other stops, I actually think he was actually a little bit better. That being said, yeah, like you look at his numbers, you're kind of like, but
he had 2 shutouts. He had 2 shutouts, I guess.
How are the Mariners losing to Rowdy and Hishioka?
Luis Castillo letting.
I was going to say, granted, it's still 2-0. So,
but 2-0 seems like it's like 10-0 with the way the Mariners' offense is going to pitch. And this one, you cannot put everything on Castillo. Like, this is also on the offense, not giving run support.
Exactly. By the way, have the Mariners even gotten a base hit yet?
Cole Young.
There you go.
And it was by accident. As we're at 2-0.
Oh.
And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball melted to deep center field. Actually, Julio Rodriguez makes the catch, and that's going to be 1 out. And looks like he was trying to throw to second base because he thought Asuna was going to run for it.
So Ichiro is going to get his number retired before the original number 51.
Randy Johnson, although he eventually got his for next year, though.
Oh, okay. So at least he's going to get his 51 retired as a Mariner as well, too. That should.
It's finally brought to justice.
He was he was like next to Junior being the first star of this club. Randy Johnson was the first pitching star of this club. 100%. He needs to have his number retired.
Looks like Dan Wilson might actually be. Yep, and that is going to be it for Luis Castillo, because looks like that pitch count is going up there. But I still think maybe finish that inning. But he's also scared of the idea of going up against Corey Seager too. So maybe he wants to mix it up. And
100%.
But the thing is, all those top hitters were not even hitting off of Castillo very well. Like Simeon was 0-for-2, Garcia 0-for-2, Peterson 0-for-2, Langford 0-for-2. It's really just Rowdy Tellez and Higashioka. That's it.
Right. But the damage has been done. Let's see. Kevin Kirby says, I love the Jared Weaver and Kyle Seager beef. I love the way he spelled beef.
Yeah, they did. Like, it was around 2015 when that happened.
Yeah, I remember that. And didn't Kyle get the better of him?
Yeah, Kyle did get to the better of him, yeah.
And then we won yesterday down 2, and offense looked flat, So.
What's that's next highlight? I got my own defense in softball, my team giving me defense, getting run support from a couple friends, my own double play.
Let's do the DP. Let's see the double play. That it was a 1-3 double play right there.
And I also was on a full count with the dude, and I walked him. I literally was like this. There you go. You can have it. You can go to first base. And then I immediately got the double play. It was a very crafty move.
It was
one of my
very, very crafty move.
One of my teammates actually believes that one of the umpires would be like, "Hey, Joe, I actually need you to try to throw strikes. Don't make it so obvious." I'm like, how can you mandate that? Well, yeah, sure. Like, don't like throw it all the way to the backstop on purpose, but like, I'm not gonna give those hitters like an easy strike. I'm not gonna make it easy. as we got Carlos Vargas, as we got an 0-1. And interestingly, Carlos Vargas and Eugenio Suarez, who were traded for each other, they are now on the same team.
Yeah. To answer Kevin Kirby's question, yeah, he was Randy Johnson was definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer, class of 2015, I believe.
Yeah, it was. Now here's a ground ball diving stop by Cole Young. Throw to second, throw to first, and that is in time for the double play. What a diving effort by Cole Young to complete that, to start that double play, to save runs, and it's still 2-0.
Yeah, see, Cole Young is such a stud.
Okay,
he's a very good second baseman. Let's go to run support.
I'll do it by this guy, my cousin, actually.
Oh, nice hit. Nice hit. You got it. You got it.
Nice. Look at the run support right there.
And here's another one.
Oh! Drop the ball. Go, yeah, go home. I did. Let's go. Let's go. Diego. See you first.
Look at the lefty doing damage. Absolute damage.
And he's also on that basketball team I told you about. And I actually got highlights of that. Here's a couple assists from him.
Look at those. Look at the dishes and dimes right there. Excellent.
Yeah, southpaw guy. And when I see him play, his play style reminds me of Tony Kukoc from the Chicago Bulls, especially when he's a lefty. And he kind of has some like those finesse moves. And that no-look pass, he's like this. Woo!
Yeah, that was actually pretty sweet, man. That was actually quite enjoyable. Yeah, man. So let me ask you a question real quick. Have the Seahawks opened their training camp yet?
I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention because I've been so distracted by the Mariners and the Sonics updates. And now we got Good Vibes Only up to the plate, who is working on a 1-0 so far.
All right. Well, what are the Sonics updates?
Adam Silver is like, we are going to start opening the conversation of expansion, but we still have nothing. And I'm like, let's just get the Pelicans. Screw that. I don't want to wait that long.
Let's get the Pelicans. I wouldn't mind an expansion either, just as long as basketball returns to the 206. That would be great.
It's just the problem is with the expansion, there's just too many NBA owners throwing hissy fits about it already, including Knicks owner James Dolan, who is known to throw hissy fits when someone breathes wrong.
Screw Dolan.
And now the 3-0. And that is right in the middle for a strike. No, it's actually you need a majority. You need like 23 of those.
That's fine, as long as there's a majority.
But now we're at 3-1. The pitch. That's gonna be a ground ball foul.
I'm curious to see how the Huskies will do in year 2 in their quest for Big Ten glory, and then of course with the Cougs and Beavs and the quest to realign the new Pac-12, and then of course the Seattle Seahawks with their new starting
3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the Eugenio Suarez that I remember and love with those big strikeouts, and that's going to be an out. And speak of the Huskies, as someone that went to UW, I still want them to fail. I want them to fail in the Big Ten. I want to prove it how much. Like I said, that their national championship run was 100% fraud. I didn't think it was legit. Pac-12 had a down year.
It wasn't a fraud because they were the best team, but I think that season they actually had the experience. I think they had a lot of veterans on that squad, and so they had played together for a few years. And I think they rightly
And here's
did
a ground
it.
ball right to first base and go to first, and that's going to be in time. 2 outs already.
But when it came to the national the playoffs, though, getting Texas, was a cakewalk. But Michigan put them out of their misery. But that being said, it's like I was happy. I was here when Michigan won, and the entire state went absolutely bananas, which was beautiful. But that being said, for me, it's all about the Cougs, man. And
but I do think that one little run they had played a huge role in why they abandoned the Pac-12, even though they said it was UCLA and everyone else or whoever else or USC.
No, it was the president who was doing the backdoor, So what they were actually like in public, they were actually in support of the Apple deal, that offer that was going to keep the Pac-12 together. But behind the scenes, they were collaborating with the president of Oregon, the president of the Big Ten.
And that's going to be popped up and fouled.
It was a lot of double crossing that went down. But I will say that I hope that the grass isn't as green as they hoped it would be. And if they finish 5th every single year because they can't beat Michigan and Ohio State,
I don't feel bad. I say you signed up for it. You asked for it.
That's exactly right.
We're at 0-2. But then they realize that all their coaches and their best players left. Oops.
By the way, the great Commando Dave, who
0-2. Now here's a fly ball to left field, and that's gonna be caught by the.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good play.
Sounds about right.
Commando Dave, who is a big a Husky fan as there ever is. And he goes back to the War and Moon days. Absolutely refuses to support the Huskies when they made their transition to the Big Ten because he's a purist. He's a loyalist when it comes to the Pac-10, Pac-12, and he looked at it as the ultimate betrayal. And he stopped supporting his beloved Washington Huskies after that. And of course, because he is such a loyalist to the Pac-10, Pac-12. He thought what they did to Washington State was just absolutely dirty. And for that, he just decided to wash his hands of it. Yeah.
I've got Rooftop Sports reacting like a fan, as a super fan at the tournament in March, or any of those softballs. I got a team giving me defense or my own defense.
Ooh, let's see the team defense.
Yeah! Oh, yeah! Woo-hoo!
That's good, man. Look at that dude that that got under it, and he got into his home run trot there on a routine fly ball. That was hilarious.
Yeah, good thing. And that's actually my regular first baseman. So he was chosen to go to outfield because all of our outfielders were out for that game. A couple are out for injury. One was out for other duties. The other one, he bugged out last minute, unfortunately. Now here's Marcus Semien.
Before we get into the 6 o'clock hour, we should play another round of the Immaculate Grid.
I'm down, as we got a pop up and wait, where's the communication? And no communication whatsoever. The throw to second, though, in time, but it shouldn't have had to go that way. There was some loss.
But at least he was at second base. But what I will say though is that it almost felt like that was in no man's land a little bit, right? It looked like it was in an area where Cole couldn't necessarily get under it, and Dom couldn't track it. So yeah, now granted, you're absolutely right. The communication was terrible, but at least they still got the out.
Here's Immaculate Grid. 850 has the teams of Minnesota Twins, Houston Astros, A's, Phillies, and we got pitched one game in Hall of Fame. That's the combo you're going to get. And then
That's
for
fine.
851, you're going to get Tigers, Texas, Tigers, Tigers, Cardinals, Pittsburgh Tigers, and got Tampa Bay in there, and a 300 batting average.
Let's do the first one.
The 850
Yeah, that's the one with the
Twins.
Twins. Yeah, that one.
You know, I'm actually happy you're taking this one, as we got Adolis Garcia, and now the pitch. Outside for a ball, that gets away, but there's no man on base anyway, so it's going to be 2-1. And after this, would you like... Oh, yeah, we're doing the Immaculate Grid after this
Yeah, we're
inning.
doing the Immaculate Grid. Yes.
And we're at 2-1, and now the pitch. Inside for a ball. I also have 40 seconds worth of Steve Scheffler clips.
Ooh, I like that one too. I'm a big
I put
fan
that-
of the Super Chef.
The
yeah.
chef, the pitch. And now here's a
Nice.
fly ball to left field, but Randy Rosarena should be there. And he makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 down.
Yeah, no, he was the Super Chef. I love those. There was a commercial series back in the early '90s where they had the Sonics as superheroes, where they had the Rain Man with the cape, and he was summoning the rain, and they had the glove. You know what I mean? Where everything was like a magnet, and they had Super Chef with he's got a cape and he's got the big chef hat on. The big
He's
chef's
got
hat.
Jock Peterson, and now the pitch up high for a ball. Steve Scheffler also after the NBA, he actually played in Yakima for like a split second.
There you go.
Hey, the guy
Yakima Sun Kings.
something like that. Yeah, I think so. And that's gonna be low for a ball. And
Yeah, the Yakima Sun Kings.
he actually had an opportunity to possibly go to Europe, but then he turned it down because he just felt that it wasn't for him because they had a lot more physical demands on his body. And then here's a 2-0. And a swing
It was
and
the
a
end of
miss.
his career, right? It was the end of his career, right?
Yeah. I think in hindsight,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was
In
starting to think that
hindsight-
maybe he should have went to Asia maybe, but I don't think he wanted to go that far. I think he just wanted to stay home. I think he
Does
was done
he,
with basketball at that point.
Does he still live in the Seattle area?
No, he lives in Michigan.
Ah, he's in my neck of the woods, huh?
Yeah. He said that he lives not too far away from Chicago.
Okay, so he probably lives in the southwestern part of the state, so kind of over there by
Yeah.
Kalamazoo.
Me too. And that's going to be a foul ball. But yeah, Chef had a lot to say, and the video wasn't live, so that's the thing. I recorded it, but I will put it together, and you'll get to see it with some YouTube shorts.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I
That's
still
where
got to learn how
0-2.
to learn how to make YouTube shorts. That's
The
that's the next.
Now here's
step.
a fly ball to center field, and Crawford makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. And on to Immaculate Grid.
Ooh, okay.
Here it is.
Okay, let's go. Let's go Houston Twins, and let's go Carlos Correa.
Yeah, that's an obvious one right there. Pretty
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah. So then let's go. Twins Hall of Fame. Let's go Kirby Puckett.
Rest in peace, Kirby Puckett.
Mm-hmm.
And a big one.
Let's go Phillies Hall of Fame. Let's go Roy Halladay.
Rest in
think
peace,
he
Roy
made-
Halladay.
I think he. Yeah.
He got
Roy
in after
Halladay.
he passed.
Yep. Pitched minimum 1 game Hall of Fame. Let's go. Let's go. Jack Morris.
Wow, that's a good one.
All right, and then let's go. Pitched 1 game Oakland A's. Let's go Dave Stewart.
I had some ones that would have been in the 0.0, but
Let's
whatever.
go. Houston pitched a minimum of 1 game. Let's go. Let's go. Roy Oswalt.
He was a big deal.
Yeah. All right, so let's go A's Twins. I'm trying to think. A's Twins. Terry Steinbach.
MVP of the 89 World Series.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's see. Houston Philly.
And we are back from the break and the pitch. And that is a strike.
Houston Philly. I'm trying to think. What's his ass?
And the pitch.
Oh, that was
outside
A's.
for a ball.
A's Phillies. Ooh, I think I'm stumped on these last two. Phillies Houston.
We're at 1-1 for JP. And the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to deep right field, and that was going to be a ground rule double. I thought that was going to be a home run, but JP will get on the base with a double.
Let's go A's Phillies. Let's see. I wonder if Eric Sogard played for the Phillies. I don't know.
Sogard. Nope.
No.
Got one more.
Let's go. Ooh. How about Phillies, Houston? How about
now here's Cole Young up the plate. And now here's a fly ball to center field, but that's going to be easily be caught by the center fielder. Makes the catch, but JP can't go anywhere.
Houston Phillies. I got one. No, how about Cole Hamels? He played for Texas. Never mind. Yeah, I don't think so. I know Cole Hamels played for the Phillies, but I don't know if he ever played for the Astros. A's Phillies. I'm trying to think back in the day. How about
now here's Randy Arozarena up to the plate and the pitch and a check swing foul.
How about A's Phillies? How about Walt Weiss?
Walt Weiss. You got it.
There you go.
A
306.
little bit better score. And by the way, they just showed that Randy Arozarena is for 9 in this series and the pitch. Here's a line drive, and that is going to be a base hit. And JP Crawford will stay at third. And now we got runners on first and third with 1 out. But this could end real quickly with a double play easily.
Yeah.
But we got probably up to the plate.
I pride myself on that Terry Steinbach call right there.
A's Phillies, I would have said Jeremy Giambi.
Yeah. A's Phillies, Jeremy Giambi. Yeah, I remember that. That's just a Moneyball thing. Because you saw
Moneyball, and I actually knew it. Well, I actually knew it in 2002. I was like, oh, they just now that after losing Jason, they lose.
But you also
Jeremy Giambi.
Last time we did this, you did the first baseman that went to the Tigers.
Scott Hatteberg, Carlos Pena.
Carlos Pena. Yeah.
Carlos Pena. And now here is Cal Raleigh up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. The big miss, though, is Scott Hatteberg actually had a lot of playing time. They just put him on DH most of the time, and it just happened to put Carlos Pena at first base. But the movies made it sound like that Hatteberg was like some kind of bench warmer, I hate to say it, I'll give credit to the actor of Art Howell, but he was not portrayed correctly. And Art Howell will tell you that too.
It was what's his it's the actor who's now no longer with us.
Art Howell actor was Philip Seymour Hoffman.
It was Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yeah, that's right.
Which they didn't get it right with the weight too. I hate to say it, but they got it because Art Howell's a bit more in shape in real life.
It's funny, like you never like, because when you look at you look at Art Howell's, not Art Howell, but you look at Philip Seymour Hoffman's filmography, it was actually kind of surprising that he actually wanted
Now throw
to
to
play
first.
that role.
Oh, it looks like. Oh, do we have a balk going to second base?
Okay. Do we have a balk? Does that score a run? Yeah, it does.
Oh, I guess it does score a run, and J.P. Crawford scores, and I think that should put Arozarena at second base.
Yeah, sure does.
We will more than take it. Yep, and Arozarena is going to second base.
Yep, good call right there by the ump.
Needed it.
There was a nice little balk right there, and now all of a sudden the Mariners have cut the lead, and now looks like they finally started to get to Merrill Lynch here.
Yeah, the banker.
Yeah, the banker.
I'm
Cal
curious
still,
how that was a balk though. Yeah, he's
having a
still
having a nice little
nice little
shot.
poker. Nice little poker because he's not exactly hitting the home runs right now, unless he has to. But in a situation like this, I would just try to
like if you
try
can
to see if you
if
just
you
get
can-
Arozarena in.
That's exactly right. You don't have to do anything pretty. Just a nice little base hit right here scores a Arozarena. But it'd be nice to see Cal Fonts here break it open.
Now we're at 1-1 for Cal Raleigh. And now here is the pitch. And that is going to be outside for a ball.
And it looks like the Rangers have somebody up in the bullpen, and it looks like it's going to be Armstrong warming up now for the Texas Rangers.
And now here's the pitch to Cal Raleigh. Swing and a miss at the dirt for strike two, and he is doing it again. Just bad swings by Cal Raleigh. I think he's just.
Oh, that was a bad pitch. Oof.
Yeah, you saw it too. I just hope that was the one I was talking about.
Yeah. Swing it one right there at the shoe tops.
And now we're at 2-2 for the big dumper Cal Raleigh. And now here is the pitch. And strike three called, and that is going to be 2 outs. That was, like you said, just right there. But that was, that could have been a.
It looked like it was just a little bit low, but how about that? Oh, there you go. There you go.
Man, stop the spoilers. Man. If you do this in the playoffs, I'm going to be like.
Nah. I was just getting a little, I was rooting for Merrill Kelly. That's what I was doing.
Oh, sure. And now
here
is Julio. And now here's the pitch. Now here's a line drive to right field, and that is going to be a base hit. Gets off the glove of Garcia, and Arozarena is going to score, and the game has been tied on a 2-out RBI double by Julio Rodriguez. Could be an error, though. But either way, the game is tied at 2-2.
It could be a single on an error, but either way, he's going to get credit for the RBI. See what I'm saying right there? I was rooting, for Merrill Kelly's downfall.
Yeah, that was a nice swing by Julio.
Fritz says, "Let's go. Just woke up and turned the game on 3 minutes ago. Looks like I didn't miss much." Now,
not really.
The Mariners have fought their way back into it, man.
With the exception of some of my softball highlights. Now here's Josh Naylor up to the plate. And there's a big opportunity on this one to pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And Fritz, if you're wondering what's happened, it's now 2-2. Man on second base with 2 outs with Josh Naylor up. What happened was a 2-run home run was given up. It was done by some of the bottom hitters of Texas. And now we're at 1-0. Now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And that was like a foul ball, actually. And that is going to be 1-1.
You bum. Ooh.
As we're at 1-1 for Josh Naylor. Now you're giving me a bunch of adrenaline. I'm going to switch to a different browser because I don't want to look at what's going on.
By the way, am I giving you anxiety vibes? Is that what's going on?
Yes, you are. Anxiety vibes only. The 1-1. Now here's a ground ball, and that could be. Oh, and that he drops the ball, And now everyone is safe, and that's going to be runners on first and third. And Julio's just laughing about it because he's like,
Right.
oh, crap, I got lucky on that one.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a bad decision by Kelly anyways. Kelly should have went straight to first. And now
especially
all
with
of a
2
sudden-
outs.
Yeah, the play is at first base, and he made a bad decision, and now he's done. So it looks like Armstrong's going to be coming in, and it looks like he gets to face Yuni Hanyo. And this would be a very good opportunity for Suarez to re-ingratiate himself to the Mariner fan base if he can connect a nice little 2-out single to drive in Julio here.
Due to the fact that we're on commercial break with the bullpen, I'm going to wait until the end of the inning. Until then, I got a 9-pitch out, and what else do I got? My own defense in softball, unless I haven't done so already. Almost hit into a play.
Okay. Ooh, I like that one. Let's see that one.
Which one?
You almost hit into a double play.
Oh, this one's gonna be embarrassing.
Well, yeah, look at the hustle, man. Look at the hustle down the first base line.
All right, let's do one more. We got 9-pitch out or my own defense.
Let's go 9-pitch. Let's go 9-pitch out.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Man, she is the queen of the foul ball.
I couldn't hate that. I literally had to give her a high five. Like I almost didn't have a choice.
Yeah, you can't hate on that, man. That was excellent.
It was a good challenge, a challenge that I needed. Now here's the Suarez, and now the pitch, and that is a strike. Gino, good vibes only. As we're at 0-1.
So far, it seems like it's been mid vibes for him so far.
Now the pitch, and that's going to be fouled back, and that is going to be strike 2.
Yeah, he's in an 0-2 hole. Let's go, Gino.
2 for 10. That's like a typical A. Eugenio Suarez you would get with the Mariners. I mean,
you knew that it was going to kind of be like this when he gets back. There's a little bit of an adjustment, but that being said, it's like he's actually had such a superb year. So it'll be nice to see. I'd like to see Gino go like on a 10 for 20 tear.
And that's going to be outside for a ball.
It'd be nice to see him get on a nice little roll here.
See what he can do. And I really did miss this guy.
Between now and the end of the season, how many dingers do you think Gino's
1-2
going to crack up in Mariner uniform?
It's going to be a foul ball. I'm going to say, I think he'll. For some reason, I feel that he's barely going to miss 40 for some reason. I just feel he's not going to hit that much home runs, considering the adjustment.
Right.
But I think it's
over under 10.
Under.
Under? Okay.
Under.
So
his strikes are kind of over.
So how many does he have right now?
1-2. Up high for a ball, and no throw to second because the infielders were not even ready. And I think Suarez has about 35 home runs.
Okay. Yeah, I think like maybe 8. I think he's gonna have like 8.
We'll see. And now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss right down the middle for strike 3. And that is the Suarez that we know and love. He's at 36 home runs. And now it's time to go to the immaculate grid and hopefully get another win out of you. And let's do this. We've got Texas and the Tigers. Oh, I like this one. Let's go with Juan Gonzalez.
Yep. One gone. Yep.
That'll do it. Yep. One gone. 300. I'll do Michael Young.
Okay.
That still hurts. Tampa Bay and Texas. I don't really have one right now. Let's go to Tigers and like I would know. This was tough, man. Ooh. Okay, this is bad. This is really, really bad.
Well, you can go St. Louis 300.
Bobby Bonilla. I'll take that one.
Yeah. How about there you go.
Edgar Renteria. Oh, yes, I like this one. I'm up to a pretty good start so far.
Okay.
Tampa and Texas. Ooh, this is tough. And don't tell me anything. Tampa Bay and Cardinals. Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh.
Where did
Don't say it. Nope. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
This is tougher than I thought. These are rough combos. I think this is the roughest combo I've ever had. And we are back from the break, and I give up. And I lose. And we got Edward Bizardo up on the mound.
Well, former Rays that played for the Cardinals, you could have went with Randy Arozarena. You could have went with Tommy Pham.
I could have went with Arozarena.
Yep, and or Jason Isringhausen.
And now here's a fly ball to center field, and Julio's still running, and he's going to make the catch. Great catch at the wall, and that's going to be one out off a hit by Wyatt Langford.
Yeah, the Randy Arozarena started his career in the Cardinal organization. I think he made it to the bigs with Cardinals before going to Tampa.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, you could have went Tommy Pham, Jason Isringhausen.
How was I supposed to know? But yeah, they're still talking about that catch. And now here's Rowdy Tellez, and that is outside for a ball. One of the things I told to Steve Scheffler was when I played for my church basketball team in 2009, I actually had a Steve Scheffler role in the 1-0. All I could do was maybe shoot. I couldn't play defense. I couldn't set screens. I basically could do nothing. And then when I got on the court and finally played, everyone was cheering for me. And when I made a shot, I thought there was going to be an earthquake. That's what you call a Steve Scheffler. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I actually had a Steve Scheffler moments. And he was like, and I was like, yeah, we kind of have a lot in common.
By the way, former Rays that played for the Pirates, Chris Archer, John Jaso, or Austin Meadows.
How was I supposed to know? And that's going to be a foul ball.
Apparently you weren't supposed to know. But
nope.
Yeah. By the way, at the conclusion of this top half of the seventh, we probably should get into those Scheffler highlights.
Oh yes, after the seventh inning stretch singing and the 2-2.
Yeah.
And strike 3 called, and that is going to be 2 outs as Rowdy Tellez, the former Mariner, goes down on strikes. Coached by Brett Boone.
So yeah, Bizardo's in now. Okay.
It's a nice pitch right there by Bizardo.
Actually, Bizardo doesn't look bad at all this inning.
So far, you would think, but now here is Kyle Higashioka. Can't say it. The pitch. And that is going to be outside for a ball. I think he's a halfie. He looks half Japanese, half.
He's a halfie.
I think that's what we're supposed to call it. And we're at 1-0.
Who is the
pitch?
who is the former Giant that was like half Asian? He's from Federal Way.
I wouldn't know. We're at 2-0 for Kyle. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And that's going to be 2-1. But yeah, after this, you're going to get Steve Scheffler highlights. As we're at 2-1.
It was Travis Ishikawa.
Yeah, 2-1, and now the pitch, way outside for a ball, 3-1.
It looks like Gabe Spires warming up right now. Okay, Gabe.
Only seemed like but
I like
maybe
Gabe Spires.
Bizzardo maybe should get one more inning. Bizzardo maybe gets one more inning, like maybe like throw a batter or two the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. Now, if he gives up a hit, then you want Gabe Spire to go into the next. Oh, he gave up a walk, didn't he?
Yeah.
All right. Too bad I can't
Mr.
fast forward up
Mr.
to the point.
Bizzardo. Mr. Bizzardo.
And 3-2. That's going to be ball 4. Take your base.
Bad walk right there by Bizzardo. You don't want to give up extra outs to this team.
Nope.
And this is probably where you bring in Gabe Spire, right? With a guy like Asuna.
And as soon as a lefty, too.
Yeah. And he is more than capable of breaking this thing open against Bizzardo.
Yep, it could happen.
Just
He
throw
walked and
strikes,
got hit
man.
by pitch. The pitch. Way outside for a ball.
I hate these
Especially
dudes
for a
that
guy
just-
only just overthinking it.
Yeah, it's like I'm tired of dudes that are just nibbling, like go after him. You know what I mean?
We're
You have
at
a
1-0.
defense behind. You have a defense behind you
pitch.
for a reason. There you go.
And he's doing it again. It's going to be 2-0. And this is where things can get very dangerous.
Who was the? It was Castillo, the other Castillo, Diego Castillo. That was the former Tampa Bay Rays. That was in the Mariner bullpen there for a minute.
Yeah, that was
That's
him,
right,
the 2-0.
Diego.
And that was the guy basically making up for, supposed to be the makeup for Kendall Graveman when it should have been adding on to Kendall Graveman. They should have never made
Correct.
that trade.
Correct.
That was a bad trade. And no one wants to admit that.
Yeah,
Abraham-
that was what 2001,
2-1.
right? Yeah.
2021. Now, had the Mariners been like on 2019 mode, I'd have been like, okay, fine, I accept it. Let's just see what
Right.
Abraham Toro could do. But the timing was just very inappropriate. Same thing with the Seawald trade. I thought that was an inappropriate.
Yeah.
timing.
You're in a season where you're currently in a playoff spot, and it's like you do it,
3-1.
especially in 2020.
Now here's a fly ball to right field, but Canzone is there. He makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side.
They do it in a season where they're very much in the playoff race, and then they're just waving white flags. It was just bad.
And here it is time for 7th inning stretch.
Mhm.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. So
Let's root for the Mariners. If they don't win, it's a shame. It would be a shame because the Mariners are up 2-0 on the Rangers on the series. Let's sweep them. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes.
three strikes, you're out at the old
Ball game.
look at Chef right there throwing picks. You got to love it, right? Chef setting the pick out there. Chef doing the dirty work down below. Yeah, that was awesome. That was
he could have been the '90s Nick Collison of that team. Just like that's what Nick Collison did.
Dude, I love Chef's mid-range jumper right there. But that was awesome in the finals where he comes in, Kemp goes out, and then the next play he's setting a pick high.
He smashed the guy. Or Judd Bushler just ran into him.
Yeah, I forgot about Judd Bushler. That's funny.
That's the backup small forward, the Scottie Pippen.
Yep. Judd Bushler. The crazy thing is, nice piece of hitting right there.
Now here's the pitch by Canzone, and that is going to be outside for a ball. Man, you are just way ahead of me.
I'm actually only one pitch ahead of you.
But I got Canzone. I got the single.
The crazy thing though is that Scheffler again, man, underrated rebounder. That dude was always in a good position to make a rebound. And again, I think he's still the all-time leading rebounder of the Big Ten. Very good defensive forward.
Who is the all-time rebounder in Purdue or Big Ten? Who is the all-time leading rebounder in the Big Ten in college basketball?
Yeah, I think it's still Scheffler.
Jerry Lucas.
Okay.
Let's see where Steve Scheffler was ranked. Oh, he's not anywhere close.
Okay. Maybe it's Purdue.
Purdue. Leading rebounder in Purdue basketball. And that almost got away. And that's going to be 2-0. Zach Edey. But he's looks like it was a recent guy.
Yeah, so there it is right there. So that happened in from 2020 to 2024.
No, Steve Scheffler never got anywhere close. But hey, he went from a bench warmer in college to a regular starter, scoring 16 points a game. So you can't take that away from him, as we're at 2-0. And a guy making six figures in the NBA just to be the bench warmer. Nothing wrong with that. And now you're making $1 million. Now you're making $1 million. I would think you're making $1 million at least to play in the NBA as a bench warmer, as we're at 2-0. It's like Udonis Haslem. He was a bench warmer towards the end of his career, got $2 million a year.
Udonis Haslem. Yeah.
As we're at 2-0. Nick Collison got to hang around with the Oklahoma City Thunder for as long as he could.
Yeah, he made the switch too. Was Nick Collison, not Nick Collison, but was the point guard from Oregon, Luke Ridnour. Did he make the switch, or was he gone by then?
He was traded after that move, and that was the trade. That it was basically a move for the Cleveland Cavaliers, where Milwaukee. And now here's the throw to second, and not in time, as Dylan Moore is actually pinch running for Dom Canzone, which great. Now we just lost the bat. But they're just trying to get that run. That's what it is. As Garver's on a 3-0 count. Very good count. So the Thunder traded Luke Ridnour to Milwaukee.
Okay. That's right.
And I think that was also where Desmond Mason went to Oklahoma from Milwaukee. And then Milwaukee, Mo Williams goes to LeBron James of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So it was really
there you go.
The trade for the Cavaliers.
That makes sense because I remember, Mo Williams ended up in Cleveland.
And he actually did make he actually was a solid number 2, but it just wasn't enough. Mo Williams was just not known for his defense, but he had really good shooting. And Luke Ridnour will always go down as one of the solid point guards, as we got a mound visit because we got Mitch Garver and Dylan Moore at second base, or first and second base. But I think he's just saying, JP's struggling a little bit. You'll be fine. They'll screw up. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Relax. It's just the Mariners. All right, we're trying to figure out. Okay, here's what it was. It was a 3-team trade. traded by Milwaukee. So Mel Williams goes to Cleveland. Cleveland traded Damon Jones to Milwaukee. Cleveland traded Joe Smith to Oklahoma City. Milwaukee traded Desmond Mason to Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City traded Adrian Griffin and Luke Ridnour to Milwaukee Bucks. Very complex trade there was. The pitch. Now here's a bunt down the line, a beauty in the throw to first, and that is in time, and that's going to get the runners to second and third, and J.P. Crawford absolutely did his job.
Yeah. Nice piece of nice plate work right there. But yeah, that's right. That's right. Because Joe, yeah, you're right. So Joe Smith ends up in Oklahoma City. That's right. Okay.
I don't know if I showed it to you, but I also have a clip of myself talking to Desmond Mason. I think I showed it to you, not sure, but I'll show it anyway after this inning. And now here
the crazy thing was the worst deal was sending Jesus Shuttlesworth to Boston. And I think that we ended up with Jeff Green. And yeah.
We also lost Big Baby Davis eventually too.
Right.
And the pitch. I mean, that trade was a full-on tank job.
Didn't we get Kurt Thomas in that deal too?
Actually, Sonics got Kurt Thomas by this. The Sonics traded away. This was right after the Ray Allen trade, as we got Cole Young on a 2-0. The Phoenix Suns, the pitch low for a ball. The Phoenix Suns traded away Kurt Thomas, 2008 first-round pick turning into Serge Ibaka, and 2010 first-round pick turning into Quincy Pondexter. And that turned into, and all the Sonics had to give up was cash.
That's right.
That was OG Sam Presti making moves. And
the way, and
a 3-1.
I believe our head coach that season was the great PJ Carlesimo,
assistant coach from the championship San Antonio Spurs, and I think they already had some connections.
He was the longtime head coach, I believe, at Villanova, but he was also the head coach of the Golden State Warriors.
All four take your base, and now we got Randy Arozarena up to the plate, and let's see what Randy Arozarena can do. And I am going to look at a different browser because I don't want to look at the scoreboard since it's ahead of my stream. But Cole Young draws the walk. Yeah.
Carlesimo is well known for being the head coach at Golden State when Latrell
Sprewell grabbed his neck. For saying, put some more mustard on that pass. And now here's Randy Arozarena. Swing and a miss, strike one. And with the bases loaded, what can possibly go wrong?
He's trying to kill the baseball. How about just an easy swing? A fly ball gets in a run.
Yeah. And now here's 0-1 and the pitch. And now here's a ground ball. Could be a double play ball, and that's going to be a foul ball.
Foul ball. Come on, Randy. Yeah, bum. Yeah, Randy's trying to hit it 500 feet. You're absolutely right, Fritz.
It's more like just poke it somewhere.
Just poke it. Just tap it in.
Hell, you can even bunt it. You can even bunt in Dylan Moore, who's got the legs. That's why he's still on this team, because he can at least run. As we're at 0-2 for the El Rando Grando, the poser boy. And now here's the 0-2 pitch. And strike three called. And that was like right in his alley. And now that's going to be 2 outs for Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. Or no, I'm sorry, Cal Raleigh.
By the way, PJ Carlesimo is 76. That dude's old, but you know what it was? It wasn't Villanova. It was Seton Hall. Yeah, I knew it was one of those schools out there. So yeah, he was a Seton Hall Pirate from 82 to 94 before going to the Portland Trail Blazers.
And now here's Cal Raleigh, and that's going to be inside for the ball. And the magic number is 3. If Cal Raleigh can walk, that will bring in the run. I think I just did my Ron Fairley kind of quoting there. If Cal Raleigh can just draw 4 balls in there, that will be a walk and an RBI. And the 1-0. And that is going to be 2-0. And that is going to be the magic numbers now, too. Yeah, if Cal Raleigh can just draw 2 balls in there, and then that will give the Mariners a lead. Wait, do I sound like Ron Fairley?
Yeah, Dave. You know, if Cal Raleigh can get a base hit, that'll easily score 2 runners, and the Mariners will have
now here's
a
a ground ball foul.
Man, yeah, by the way, if the Mariners can't get a run in with having the bases loaded with 1 out. Really. But, you know,
Mariners
the
had-
crazy thing is
Yeah.
Ron Fairley had the greatest home run call.
There
You
it
remember
is.
those?
See you later.
See you later. There it goes. Junior, see you later.
Man,
I remember-
Mariners had like an all-star worth of color commentators.
Oh,
Dave
dude.
Bally, Dave Henderson, Ron
Dude,
Fairley.
Kenny Levine. Yeah,
The
dude, I
pitch.
remember when Kenny Levine was
swing
on
and a
board.
miss, strike 2. Tom
Yeah, I remember
Paciorek
when-
was there for a split second.
Yeah, Tom Paciorek. Yeah, Kenny Levine. Yeah, and of course Dave Sims was there forever. I was actually kind of happy that Dave Sims kind of went to New York.
I'm surprised. And now the 2-2. Low for a ball 3, and the magic number is 1. If Cal Raleigh can just get another ball in there, and then the Mariners will get the lead with a walk in. And the
As
fans
the
are standing
sellout
on their
crowd,
feet.
Yeah,
And
sellout
they're
crowd's
about
on
to be
their feet.
and they're about to be disappointed within the next few seconds, because we usually know how this ends with the bases loaded with 2 outs and full count.
on,
we know how
Cal.
this usually goes.
Shake and
As
bake.
we're at 3 and 2,
SoCal.
and I'm not even checking the score. As we're at 3 and 2, and the pitch, and that's a foul ball. He knew that he had to swing at that one. You couldn't, and Dylan Moore was actually running for that.
Shake and bake, Cal.
Yeah. Cal
like
Raleigh
the,
just gotta poke something in.
You like the Talladega Nights reference?
I don't even know that, but we got a 3 and 2 count right now for Cal Raleigh. This is a very critical moment. The 3-2 and a foul again, and Cal Raleigh continues to fight it off as we are
You
still
don't,
at full count 3 and 2.
You don't know Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell
No,
and John C.
Nope.
Riley? Shake and bake.
I wouldn't know, but we're at 3 and 2 again. We're gonna try this again. And
Come
the
on,
Mariners get the lead. Just anything but a strikeout or out.
Ah.
The pitch. And strike 3 called. Doesn't even swing at that one. And that is going to retire the side. He tried, but it was just an obvious strike.
Wow.
But
Cal, you got to
Okay,
do
let's-
2 strikes. Two strikes, anything near the strike zone, you automatically have to swing. Cal.
all right, we got. Oh, how about got the runner at home, my own
Okay.
defense,
Okay.
and I'm saving the third one to last.
Oh, crap.
Oh, let's just do got the runner out.
There you go.
All right, I showed that one because you said you got.
Yep, I got to go, man. This has been great. And hopefully we can do this again. So you guys take care and go Mariners.
Go Mariners. And there goes Steve. And I thank you for being on this show. And hopefully the Mariners can just finish it off. Very disappointing. This is garbage. And now we are back from the break. And the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball foul. And now here's Smith. Pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike 2. And we're at 0-2, the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to left field. Here's Randy Arozarena, and he makes the catch. And we're at 1-3. Of Kyle Seager is 1 for 3. And here is the pitch. And low for a ball. And that's going to be 1-0 for Seager. Going up against Gabe Spire. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball right to the first baseman, Josh Naylor, to throw to first in time. And now we've got Marcus Semien up to the plate. And the pitch. Outside for a ball. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball again. Now we're at 2-0. And now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to center field, and Julio is there, and he makes the catch. And that is going to retire the side. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Gabe Spire, but the Mariners have got to put in some runs in order to win this game, because I don't want to go into extra innings with bad things. Now here's my defensive package in softball.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. That's good. That's good. That was good.
Now we're still on the commercial break.
Try our delicious burgers today. Satisfy your cravings with our mouth-watering burgers. Double cheeseburger with classic double beef patties with melted cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onion and house sauce, a fresh, flavorful delight. Double bacon cheeseburger, crispy bacon, fried onions, barbecue sauce, and double cheese. Double guacamole bacon burger, double cheese, crispy bacon, guacamole, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and our special house sauce. Pair any burger with fries with an ice-cold drink for the perfect meal. Come down and taste the difference. You can only find these burgers at our Snoqualmie Mexican food truck.
And we are back from the break. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Yeah, I'm looking to. I'm hoping to. It depends on my scheduling. Now we're at 0-1. And the pitch. Outside for a ball. I got 10 viewers here. And Sleepy, it's been a long time. Where have you been? As we're at 1-1. And also, statistically, for my Mariners stuff, I'm at the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball, 2-1. I'm now at 47 Mariners games this season. The magic number is around getting close to 13 to tie. And the pitch outside for a ball, ball 3. Sean Lee says, go Mariners. Absolutely. Get this. As we got Josh Naylor up on deck. And then we've got Eugenio Suarez in the hole. And the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. He had to swing at that one. And that's going to be a 3-2 count on Julio. We'll try this again. 3-2. And the pitch. And strike 3 called. And that was outside the strike zone. Just on the cusp, actually. And that's going to be 1 out. I honestly, there's not really much Julio really could have done. It was on a very unfavorable strike zone. Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. Tough call. But the worst part of it, the umpire just hesitated. And now here's Josh Naylor. And that's going to be popped up into foul territory. He still might be there. Nope, and that's going to be out of play. Fan gets the ball. It's a good day for him. Would be a better day for him if the Mariners just win the dang thing. Just win. Best 3 hitters in a row striking out looking. Yeah, that's brutal. It's all the bottom ones that are actually doing the contributions, like Cole Young, J.P. Crawford, Dom Canzone. And now the Mariners don't have Canzone anymore for the rest of this game. As we're at 0-1 for Josh Naylor. And now the pitch. Way outside for a ball. I mean, it's going to have to come down to that, doesn't it? Another walk-off job is going to have to do it. And the Mariners are going to have to try to find a way to get the sweep. As we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that is outside for a ball. 3-1 for Josh Naylor. Oh, it's 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to second base, throw over the first, and that is in time. Fritz, the reason why Canzone is not here is because he got pinch run for Dylan Moore. And now we got good vibes only. Eugenio Suarez up to the plate.
All right, guys, good vibes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank you.
Something big out of Eugenio Suarez for this. I think you would think that he's just going to go for the bomb. And I probably would. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball. Eugenio Suarez is 0 for 3 today. He's just absolutely been struggling. After this, it's going to be Dylan Moore up to the plate. So if I were Suarez, I'd probably just try to go for the bomb. As we're at 1-0 for Eugenio Suarez. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Oh, Oklahoma guy. You're really just trying to make your name known for my channel. Yeah, you're due for this first home run, and this would be a very fitting time for him to hit that home run. As now we're at 1-1 on Gino. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he was really reaching for that, and that is going to be strike 2 on Gino. Now we're at 1-2. And now here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. Now it's 2-2. And the pitch. And that's going to be a liner to right field right at Rowdy Tellez, the former Mariner. And that is going to retire the side. And now we're going to go into the top of the 9th inning. The question is who's going to pitch. I would think it's going to be Matt Brash. And now here's I think I already showed my defense in softball. I already showed my diving catch. Got the runner out. Here's my double play. And let me show you my Special Olympics basketball highlights of myself. As a fan, that is, of course.
So I just got back from the Special Olympics basketball tournament.
All right, I am back. And yeah, Mariners have got to find a way to get out of this inning quick. I realize I haven't even had lunch yet. I was doing a show with former Sonic Steve Scheffler. And by the way, here's a Steve Scheffler highlights. And that was Steve Scheffler. That's who I interviewed this morning. And now here's the pitch to Adolis Garcia, and they're putting in Andres Munoz. What about Matt Brash? Did he already pitch yesterday? Is that what it was? It would probably appear to be so. So they probably don't really have much of a choice but to put in Munoz the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Or maybe they're just saving him into the extra innings. Let's see who it was. Yeah, Matt Brash had pitched, but he only pitched 3 pitches. It was probably just to get out of an inning to bail out Gabe Spire. And now the pitch. Inside for a ball. That's going to be 2-1. Yeah, he threw like 3 pitches, so it really makes no sense why they're putting in Munoz. But I guess maybe they're just going to save Brash into the extra innings. And now here's Adolis Garcia. Now the pitch. Low for a ball. And that's going to be 3-1. And this is where things can get very dangerous. You don't want to get Adolis Garcia on base because then you got Jock Peterson, Wyatt Langford. Now, granted, they're not great, but you don't want to get to Rowdy Tellez either. Now we're at 3-1. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to J.P. Crawford. Easy play. Throw to first, and that is in time to get Garcia out of there. And now we've got 1 out so far. I have 47 shows so far. And as of now, I am on pace to get 60 by around the A's series. And now here's Jock Peterson. And that is going to be missing it for a ball. Looks like Munoz is struggling to get to that strike zone. Now we're at 1-0 for Andres Munoz. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. We're at 1-1. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss at the dirt for strike 2. I'm projected to possibly do all 3 of the Rays games maybe, but I'm not sure yet. As we're at 1-2. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Cole Young. Toss over the first, and that will be in time. And now we got 2 outs so far. And it's going to be Wyatt Langford up to the plate. He's batting .238. He is now 0 for 3. So this would be the batter to get out quickly. Now here is Wyatt Langford. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball by Andres Munoz. Now we're at 0-1. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep right field. And now here's Canzone. And he drops the ball. That's actually Dylan Moore. And now this is where things are going to get really dangerous. And Dylan Moore just mistimed that one. And now we got Rowdy Tellez at the plate. And at this point, I would take the bat away from him. Dylan Moore just mistimed it. Must have lost it in the sun, but it's a cloudy day-ish. And it popped out of his glove. And now this is where things get dangerous. And I thought that Dylan Moore was going to catch that. Dylan Moore is just completely lost. And I think he is building up an excellent case on why he cannot be on this team any longer. And now here is Rowdy Tellez up to the plate. The pitch, low for a ball, and that is going to be ball 1 for Rowdy Tellez. Looks like Munoz is being a little bit more careful with him. He's batting .222 with 12 home runs and 31 RBIs. He has a single and a double, and he has scored in himself in the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And yeah, Dylan Moore can't be on this team anymore. He literally just cannot. I think they're just waiting until Victor Robles is back, I guess. And now we're at the next pitch, and we're at 1-1. And a swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike 2. So the projected returns, we've got Luke Raley for August 6th, Gregory Santos, I guess for August 8th, Bryce Miller, August 12th, Ryan Bliss, August 20th, and Victor Robles, September 1st. So maybe just in time for a very critical run in September. As now we're at 1-2 on Rowdy Tellez, and it would be really nice to get him out. As we're at 1-2 for Rowdy. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and this should do it for this inning. Randy Rosarena is running, and he makes the catch. And that's going to retire the side. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's going to be Dylan Moore. Wait, is it going to be Dylan Moore? No, it's going to be Jorge Polanco. Wait, they put Dylan Moore at first base, so it's going to be... I am so confused. So Miles Mastroboni, J.P. Crawford, and Coley Young. I am so confused what this lineup's going to look like. But until then...
Taco lovers, this one's for you. Come enjoy tacos auténticos at Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, packed with flavor, made with love, and always fresh. Try our carne asada, al pastor con piña, and more. Topped with cebolla, cilantro, y a squeeze of lime. Pair it with a cold drink and relax at our outdoor seating. Perfecto para disfrutar. Find us at the Snoqualmie Mexican Food Truck, open daily. Ven con hambre, sal fies.
What are we going to do? They're showing old Mariners players not even on the team anymore. Oh, man. What a game this has been. June 14th, 2025, there was a walk-off by Jorge Polanco. And they're trying to foresee if he can do it this time around. And Jorge Polanco is going to be up to the plate. And this is his shot to be the hero. Polanco will be going up against Winn. Cole Winn. You're not going to get much out of him. He's a 1.35 ERA. Let's see what can happen. And now here is going to be the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And Fritz gives me the $2. Shout out to him. Anyone else would like to follow suit would be greatly appreciated, as we're at 1-0. And that is going to be a ball 2-0. Oh, yeah. 2-0. And the pitch. Outside for a ball. 3-0 for Jorge Polanco. My fantasy baseball team is just still going into pieces. As we're at 3-0 for Jorge Polanco. And the pitch. And that's going to be a strike right in there. And now it's going to be a 3-1 count. Now we're at 3-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-2 count. And now this is where you probably feel a little bit more nervous. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. It's going to be well out of play. And now the pitch. Inside for ball 4. Take your base. And now we got runners on one. Runners at first. See what they can do. And pinch runner is going to be Miles Mastrobuoni. As he does have some speed. And it's going to be up to Mitch Garver to see what he can do. And a pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that's going to be 0-1 on the Garbs. The Garb sauce. Yeah, I would like to see a stolen base out of Miles Mastrobuoni to make it easier for Mitch Garver to poke him in. As we're at 0-1 and the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. And we're going to be at strike 2 on the Garv sauce. JP Crawford's on deck, the man who hit the walk-off home run last night. As we're at 0-2 on Mitch Garver. And this would be a really good opportunity. It'd be a really good time for Mitch Garver to really reel in that win for the Mariners. And the pitch. And that is going to be low for a ball. And that's going to be 1-2 on Mitch. Mitch Garver did not play yesterday, and he's playing today. As we're at 1-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss right down the middle, strike 3. And that's going to be 1 out. And I think Miles Mastrobuoni should have been running to second base to not make him a double play victim. So kind of a missed opportunity right there. And next up to the plate, it's going to be JP Crawford. I mean, can we do lightning strike twice for walk-off hits? I don't know. I just don't see it. And the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And Miles Mastrobuoni, why aren't you stealing a base? You should be stealing. That's the job of a pinch hitter or pinch runner. You should be going to second base. Get the stolen base. Like, at least try. Rather go down trying than not trying at all. And the pitch. Up high for a ball. Like, what is he waiting for? Like, Mastrobuoni should be stealing second by now. He's got the speed to do it. And he's not dealing with a lefty that just looks at him constantly. As we're at 1-1. Checks the runner. And now here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Like, what is Mastrobuoni doing? Steal the base. Make it put less pressure on JP Crawford. Because next is going to be Cole Young, and he's not really much for hitting for extra bases. So try to steal second. Give yourself a ghost runner like as if it's an extra innings. And now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up. And JP is just spiking his bat. And who's going to get it? And he makes the catch. And that's going to be 2 down. Like, what is Mastrobuoni just doing there? Is he Mastroboning? Sounds like it. Miles should be stealing that one. And now we've got Cole Young up to the plate. And again, steal the base. Go to second base. Like, Miles Mastrobuoni is literally just standing there doing nothing. Like, why'd you even make him a pinch runner anyway? And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike 1. Again, I'm going to keep bothering you, Mastrobuoni. Steal the base. I'd rather just see you try to do it. I'd rather see you get thrown out than not trying at all and just wasting another inning. As we're at 0-1, now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that's going to end the inning. And he is there, and he makes the catch, and that is going to retire the side. And talk about a very wasted inning. And now we got Matt Brash coming out from the bullpen.
Try our hand-breaded chicken tenders, perfectly seasoned and served with a choice of sides, golden fries, fluffy biscuits, homemade mashed potatoes, creamy mac and cheese, fresh side salad, fresh coleslaw, plus enjoy a dipping sauce on the side. Come in and treat yourself to the best comfort food around. Visit us today and satisfy your cravings.
I cannot believe the Mariners didn't try to steal second. Like, why would you use him as a pinch runner, but yet you don't steal second base? What's the point of pinch running if Miles doesn't steal? Yeah, exactly. And the worst part is they had no outs. The only positive going in the next inning, if the Mariners get there, it's going to be Randy Arozarena, Cal Raleigh, and Julio Rodriguez. But it's not going to really be saying much. And looks like Houston just won their game. Just by judging what the standings look like. And we are back from the break. Matt Brash is now going to be on. With a man on second base, it's going to be Duran. And actually, Boston is winning 7-3. The game hasn't ended yet. It's the bottom of the 8th. And now we got Kyle Hikashoka and the pitch. And that is a strike. Houston losing 7-3. And we're at 0-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and foul already. 0-2. So let's get that strikeout as quickly as possible. Matt Brash has been having a fantastic season so far. His ERA is literally just 1. And the pitch. And now here's a ground ball and fouled. Just need those 3 easy outs. And the Mariners do have a favorable advantage if they go into the next inning. Cole Young would be at second base because he was the last out. And that's going to bring in Arozarena, Cal Raleigh, and Julio Rodriguez. How can you screw that up? But right now, before we even get to that point, Mariners have got to get 3 outs on this one. And now, and Brash is checking the runner. That almost looked like a balk. And it's now in the 9th inning as the Astros are still trailing. And the 0-2, way up high for a ball. Tariq Skubal just got me a win for the Detroit Tigers. As we're at 1-2 on Kyle Higashioka, who hit the home run, 2-run homer. Now the 1-2, outside for a ball, and now Brash is starting to lose control. As we're at 3-2, or 2-2, excuse me. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. And now going around and throw of the plate, and it is going to be not in time. And Texas has now just taken the lead. And now 3-2 Texas on a bloop single. And I'm going all the way back to why didn't Miles Mastrobuoni steal to that second base? And Julio was just playing way too deep. Like, what was he doing? Like, Julio just wasn't paying attention at all. Like, did you think that Higashioka, he's not really much known for his power, and you backed up way too much. And now here is Asuna, and that is a strike. And it seems that this game is pretty much over because usually when the Mariners just give up the run, they just give up. As he's batting 162, no outs so far. The pitch, low for a ball. Yeah, Brash has the stuff. Mariners bullpen, if anything, what they missed on the deadline was trying to get bullpen help. Now the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. We're at 1-2. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Mariners are under 500 in extras for a reason. It's true. I'll confirm that record right now. As we're at 1-2, and the pitch way outside for a ball. 2-2. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Oh my goodness, what is going on? They're just playing too deep, or there's just no communication of who's got the ball. And that should have been a routine play. Like, everyone was just playing way too deep. And in extra innings, the Mariners are 7-9. And here's the thing. I really hate that extra innings rule. And it's not because of Mariners are 7-9. It's because I just hate the rule in general. Even if the Mariners were 9-7, I would still hate it. And that's a swing and a miss. And that is strike one. In 2021, they were excellent in extra innings. But I found that to be, which is why I found that to be dishonest, because of the rule went to their advantage. But I think it's a fundamentally flawed rule. Now here's the bunting attempt, and that is going to be 1-1. Yeah, lots of terrible outfield placements, and that's why we're losing this game. Like, Julio wasn't paying attention, the pitch. And now here's a bunting attempt. And it's going to be the throw to first, and that's going to be in time. But it's going to be runners on second and third. And I would do the intentional walk, depending who is up. That was Josh Smith who just got out. Now it's going to be Corey Seager. And that's the thing. Do you dare just taking the bat away from Seager just to give it to Marcus Semien? Yep, he just did. And then he's going to go for the double play ball. And that's if they can pitch to him. I'm not blaming Matt Brash for this at one bit. This is on the Mariners offense for not scoring at all. That was a, obvious intentional walk call. And the pitch. And that is a strike. And that's going to be 0-1. You can't. He's very erratic. The pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball, strike two. Now, if I were Brash, I'd just try to go after him and try to get that strikeout. Maybe try to fool him. Now that you're at 0-2, you got some room to work with. Maybe try to throw a little bit low. Try to throw a ball so he doesn't swing it. So he can maybe trick him to swing at it. As we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and I don't think I'm going to get a double play ball. The throw to first, and that's going to be in time, but another runner scores, and that's going to be 4-2. And I think it's safe to say that Texas has came away, they're going to come away with a victory. And that means the Mariners will only have a one-game lead in that wild card. The good news is the Mariners are going to be playing Chicago. But you got to see how Chicago is doing these days. And that's going to be considered an earned run at this point. And now the pitch to Garcia outside for a ball. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. Way outside for a ball. That nearly got away. And that's going to be 2-0. And Chicago, they've actually been playing pretty well over the last half month. So Chicago is not going to be an easy camper either. And the pitch, swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike one. Yeah, you can't really depend on the fact just because you're playing Chicago, it's going to be an easy ride. Absolutely, it will not be. And they swept Pittsburgh. Then they took 2 of 3 from Tampa, 1 of 3 from Chicago, but it was closely contested. They won the series against Philadelphia. Now the 2-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. And they just beat the Angels yesterday. As we're at 2-2 on Matt Brash, or I'm sorry, on Adolis Garcia. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. Last try for the Mariners as they're in the bottom of the 10th inning. Cole Young's going to start at second base, and we'll see how this goes.
Now sizzling at Apollo Mediterranean Greek Food. Come enjoy our flat-top grilled Greek chicken and beef, Slovaki tender, juicy and bursting with Mediterranean flavor, served with savory yellow rice, fresh daily cut veggies for our crisp salads, homemade hummus, plus warm pita, and our signature tzatziki, perfect for a fresh filling meal made with care. Cold beer available. Order now at apollogreekfood.com. Come visit us for a delicious meal and a cold beer. We'd love to serve you.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki. Tiki with pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, artichoke hearts, and the chicken. And we're gonna spread some barbecue on top. And it's ready. Put it on the oven. Let it run.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
It's actually going through the rest of the baseball season. And now we are at the bottom of the 10th inning. We got Cole Young at second base. And let's see what could be done. Got Randy Arozarena. And we got players that are capable of hitting home runs too. Got Blue Angels flying over me. That's why you're hearing everything. And now the pitch. And that is going to be up high for a ball. I mean, Mariners have all the opportunities that they possibly have despite being down by 2 runs. Still got Randy Arozarena, Cal Raleigh, and Julio Rodriguez at least, but they've been struggling all game. The 1-0, and that is a strike, and good to see Randy Arozarena just literally sleeping on it. I really hate this lineup that the Mariners have. Like, Arozarena is not a leadoff hitter. I have no idea what Dan Wilson is thinking, as we're at 1-1. And the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to deep left field, and this ball game is tied, and it goes into the upper deck. A 2-run home run for Randy Arozarena, and the Mariners are back in business. It is now the Mariners 4 and the Texas Rangers 4, and that was just blasted out in an absolute hurry. And the Mariners just really needed that real badly. And Arozarena is doing with his little dancing thing. Probably should just focus on winning. And now it's going to be up to Cal Raleigh to see if he can be the hero. And now let's get it. Let's get it going. And that just woke me up, and that gave me a cup of coffee right there. for the Mariners to tie this ball game. And just a little bit too much celebrating. It's just going way overboard about it. As Randy just literally just smoked one way out of there. And now here's Cal Raleigh up to the plate. Brand new ball game. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And he was trying to go for that. And that is strike one. Yep. Big Blue Angels flying over my head. Too bad I can't really see them. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. And that is 1-1. Randy Arozarena, 14 home runs since June 30th. And now we're at 1-1. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And that is a strike two. As if we thought that this game was going to be over. And Randy Arozarena, one swing of the bat, hits a 2-run home run to tie this game. As we're at 1-2. On Cal Raleigh. And the pitch. Inside for a ball. That nearly hit him. And that is going to be 2-2. We're at 2-2. Even count. And now the 2-2 pitch. Low for a ball. And that is going to be full count 3-2. See what can be done. Still at 3-2. Cal Raleigh still leading the majors in home runs with 42. Ahead of Shohei Ohtani. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike three, and that is going to be one out. Cal Raleigh's been just absolutely atrocious today, 0 for 5. And now we got Julio Rodriguez, and let's see if he can be the hero. I really don't like that celebration by Arozarena. He's just got to cool it. And now here is Julio Rodriguez, the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Ball one. And now it's going to be 1-0. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to the shortstop. Throw to first. That is in time. And once again, Julio is frustrating to watch because he was just lacking hustle. He could have easily ran that out. Does Cal Raleigh have 5 strikeouts today? Now I'm curious about that. And now we've got Josh Naylor up to the plate. And it's his turn to be the hero. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. It's going to be 1-0. And the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. And Fritz, you said that. That was a meatball. Lots of swing and miss by Cal Raleigh lately. Yup. Yep, the platinum sombrero. Wow. Then what's better than platinum? As we're at 2-0. And the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did go, and that's going to be 2-1. After Josh Naylor, it's going to be Eugenio Suarez if Josh Naylor can prolong the inning. As we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner, and that's going to be a base hit over the head of the second baseman, Marcus Semien. And now we got a runner on first base. Joanne Fox, Braves and Reds at Bristol. The players are introduced on cars on the racetrack. What? I had no idea. Gino, let's get it done. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. Good vibes only. This is exactly what we need, and I will show it again after this pitch, of course, if it's still alive. And now the 1-0 pitch. Low for a ball.
All right, guys. Good vibes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank
Good vibes only. There's it's all out there in the stands right there. And looks like we got pitching coach coming out. Gonna have a little bit of a talk with Gino Suarez. Yep, that's Blue Angel show, all right. Bruce Bochy coming out to the mound. Looks like he's being talked to with a trainer, and they're going to try to see if he is okay. And now here's Gino Suarez. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a ball. Good eye by Eugenio Suarez. Oh, no, that wasn't anything. And yep, that's going to be it. And it's going to be Curvelo that will be coming in. The titanium sombrero, I guess. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code ROOFTOPSPORTS to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Still got ways to go. Taking pitchers out of mid-count should be done more. I'm stretching. Oh my gosh. Ow. And I'm extremely hungry right now.
Try our delicious burgers today. Satisfy your cravings with our mouth-watering burgers. Double cheeseburger with classic double beef patties with melted cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onion and house sauce, a fresh, flavorful delight. Double bacon cheeseburger, crispy bacon, fried onions, barbecue sauce, and double cheese. Double guacamole bacon burger, double cheese, crispy bacon, guacamole, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and our special house sauce. Pair any burger with fries with an ice-cold drink for the perfect meal. Come down and taste the difference. You can only find these burgers at our Snoqualmie Mexican food truck.
Now we are back from the break as we've got Luis Curvelo, who actually made his major league debut on Thursday against the Mariners. And it's going to be up to Eugenio Suarez, who is up on the count with 2-0. After that's going to be Miles Mastrobuoni and then Mitch Garver, who are the next set of hitters. Suarez has absolutely been struggling 0 for 4, a typical bad Eugenio Suarez game, but he can be the hero today. He can win some more fans today. And now the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. Naylor's on first base. You're not going to necessarily get him in on an extra base hit. So Suarez is probably going to have to come up with something big, probably the big long ball, unless you just get the walk in there. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike, and Suarez could not believe it. And that's going to be 3-1. It's going to be 3-1. It's been a really long game. And now the pitch. No, it's going to be a ground ball foul. He had to swing at that. And it's going to be 3-2. Josh Naylor at first base. You're not going to necessarily get him to win the game based on speed. So Suarez has to come up with some kind of an extra base hit or a home run to win this game, or just walk and see if Miles Mastrobuoni can take care of it, which you can't really depend on that either. As we're at 3-2, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's going to retire the side, a swing that Suarez didn't really have to do. And we're going to go into the next inning. I just cannot believe it.
Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
And we are back from the break. Oh, so the Astros lost. So if the Mariners can win, it will be 2.5 back from the division. And now on the mound, it's going to be Casey Legumina. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. We're at 0-1 on Jock Peterson with Adolis Garcia at second base. And that's going to be inside for a ball, 1-1. After this, you got Wyatt Langford, who's already gotten a hit. And then you got Duran, who's already pinch run for Rowdy Tellez. He'll be up next. The pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. And Adolis Garcia will stay at third base. And I'm starting to, I don't know. No, I used something else. The Root Sports thing was just really slow. It was really, really bad. And if I were them, I would just load the bases. You're not going to get an out. Now, it looks like we got Sam Haggerty, the former Mariner. All these former Mariners beating up on the Mariners, possibly. As we got Wyatt Langford. Yeah, Fritz is saying this one really might not meant to be. That's the thing. That is very much possible. And the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. Wyatt Langford has an 0-1 against him. And now the pitch. Now here's a line drive, and that is going to be a base hit. And the Texas Rangers have now just taken the lead, running the third throw to third, and that's going to be not in time. And I think you can just kiss this one goodbye, because by looking at the lineup, you've got Miles Mastrobuoni, Mitch Garver, and J.P. Crawford. You're not going to get a win on that, especially with Eugenio Suarez as your runner. Yeah, they had their chances, and the Mariners found every bit of way to waste every bit of it. This is the painful part of being a Seattle fan. You always get stuff like this. They always have ridiculous things happen. And we still have no outs, by the way. Now here is Duran and the pitch.
And now here's going to be a pop-up foul on the bunt. And you know what? Load the bases. They should have been doing that. They should have been loading the bases. Load the bases. Put yourself, like, walk the first batter in extra innings every single time the pitch. Up high for a ball, 1-1. As we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. Now here's a line drive, and that's going to be a base hit. And once again, Texas Rangers are just putting up more runs. And you got a runner on third base. And that is pretty much going to be the dagger of this game. There's no way you're going to come back with Miles Mastrobuoni, Mitch Garver, and JP Crawford. That's just not going to happen. Yeah, just and they're losing to all these bad players. They're losing to guys that have no business practically being in baseball. And yet this is enough to get, like, why? It almost seems like the way the Mariners are and the way with their culture, you could have brought in Judge, bring all the stars, to turn into whatever the Mariners culture is. It must be that toxic to put themselves in this kind of position. And again, load the fucking bases. Takes a lot for me to swear in this channel. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. Yeah, broken bat, no hard contact. There's really nothing you can do about it. Yeah, in softball as a player, I'd rather give up a home run than a brutal line drive or a blooper. And the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. And that's going to be 0-2. So I guess you might have your numbers on Higashioka, but not when he's 2 for 3. You should have walked him. As we're at 0-2. And the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-2. This game proves that the Mariners really did not do anything to address their bullpen. It's very disappointing. As we're at 1-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is going to be 1 out finally. Just the fact that you didn't intentionally walk, you didn't put anyone on loaded bases. Like, I think this is the kind of stuff that really should be getting Dan Wilson fired. But then, if you're going to fire Dan Wilson, who else are you going to get? And now here comes Dan. Oh, now you take him out? Now we got Caleb Ferguson. I'm just in disgust. Dan Wilson, I think at this point, I think he's just as bad as Scott Service. I think he's Scott Service, but just the name Dan Wilson. If his name wasn't Dan Wilson, Mariner fans would be hating this guy. They would be calling for his head. You can only go as far as Mariners nostalgia as much as you can. You can only go so much with Mariners nostalgia. It doesn't work. Yeah, and some are saying Dan Wilson might be worse. And that takes a lot to say. I still think Scott Service is worse. But man, Dan Wilson still makes terrible decisions. He built an awful lineup. Randy Arozarena at leadoff hitter makes absolutely no sense. Like, why are we putting in a guy that drives in runs to be your leadoff hitter? That's JP Crawford's job. This game is really making me nauseous, by the way.
At least the blue skies are out. So there's a turning point, a high point. Oh, by the way, you got Jacob deGrom pitching tomorrow. Yeah, goodbye. Mariners are not going to get, they're not going to, this was their game to win. You're going up against Jacob deGrom. Yeah, you lost this game. You lost. You're going to have to settle for a split. And now here is Caleb Ferguson. This is where nostalgia kills. And here's Jonah Heim, who's actually pinch hitting. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. And after this game, after the Mariners lose this game, I am going to just eat. I'm in that mood. Maybe that's another reason why I'm being all explosive is because I'm hungry as well. As we got 0-1, the pitch. Inside for a ball. Let's be honest. Jerry makes 99% of the calls himself. That's why he brought in another manager with zero experience, because Jerry is terrified of bringing in someone who knows better. Yeah, it must be the trauma from Mike Scioscia, who clearly was a great manager. I guess so. I guess Gino is Mr. World Series, baby. And now we're at 2-1. Yeah, Dan Wilson completely blew this game. He blew this game from the start. And that's going to be popped up and foul. And by the way, now we got runners on second and third. We're at 2-2. Jonah Heim is waiting. And now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. And that is going to be 2 down. Just to think that you were better off putting in Ferguson over Casey Legumina. That's just absolutely insane. Just bad pitching decisions. Dan Wilson has really not amounted to anything better. And now here is Smith. And the pitch. And that is going to be up high for a ball. I'm telling you, if Dan Wilson's name wasn't Dan Wilson, you all would be calling for his head. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to J.P. Crawford. He may not get this throw to first. And that is in time. And Josh Smith spiked his helmet in frustration. What are you frustrated about? You're literally going to win this game because Mariners have no dog in them. Dan Wilson being seriously questioned? I think he should be fired. He lost me in April. He's just not good. TK, I mean, listen to all the people. It's all about gawking about the vibes and the good old days of 22 and stuff. It's exactly that. Crazy to think that 22 is now another nostalgia kind of thing.
My point is it's across all Seattle sports. It's this idea, like people pleading 3-4 years ago to bring back Ichiro.
Yeah,
when Ichiro was like 93 years old. I'm like, no, I do not want to bring back Ichiro. Like Griffey when he's got a walker out there and he gives you a single every 60 games. Like the list goes on and on. Like people crying. Like Haniger comes back, and you think that we just signed a Hall of Famer. Like he was injured all of last year. He's like 33 years old. We trade for him, give up on Robbie Ray, which whatever, and all of a sudden, I swear, all of Twitter is like, "World Series, baby! Let's go! Let's go!" He was a negative WAR player for them last year, but because we love Hanny, baby. He's going to come and save the Mariners.
Yeah, that didn't age well. And now we've got why are you putting in Casey Legumina makes no sense. And I wonder if they just did a review. Nope. And now we got Curvelo. And he's going to be going up against the likes of Miles Mastroboni, Mitch Garver, and J.P. Crawford. Yeah, I think this game's over. Timeless clip. Yeah, that clip is going to be living on for a long time. Now here is Miles Mastroboni, the pitch. And that is a strike. And that's going to be an 0-1 count on the Danny boy. Or I'm sorry, on the Miles Mastroboni boy. I don't know how to have faith. And the pitch. Outside for a ball. That's going to be a 1-1 count. We're at 1-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that's just going to be 2 outs away. And that is going to be out of there. And we got 1 out. Crazy to think if we just had Ferguson in there. Like, after the season, like, even if Eugenio Suarez, even if, despite that trade, if Mariners don't make the playoffs, Jerry Dipoto, Justin Hollander, and Dan Wilson all got to go. Bring in Theo Epstein and Joe Madden. Now here is Mitch Garver up to the plate. Inside for a ball. And at this point, I think Garver should have just taken the hit. Take one for the team. Because what other offense do the Mariners have? And that's going to be 1-0 on the Garv sauce. And inside for a ball, 2-0. As we got 2-0 and a pitch. And he just watches it for a strike. And that's going to be 2-1. Yeah, like, you're going to lose this game. And then you're going to lose to Jacob deGrom as we're at 2-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be foul ball. And that could, no, actually, that's going to be playable foul ball. And now the Mariners are down to that final out. And it's going to be up to J.P. Crawford. And I don't think you can do a lightning strike for him to be clutch again. But he has a double, a sacrifice bunt, and a run. JP is 1 for 3 with Cole Young on deck. If JP can somehow find a way to not get out. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, and that's just 2 strikes away from the Mariners losing this game and really blowing up opportunities after opportunities. As we're at 0-1. Suarez stuck at second base. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and it's game time. So the Rangers jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Mariners tied the game. They tied the game. Now, I don't know. And then they blew it in extras 4-2. Randy Arozarena ties the game. And then the Rangers came back and won again. The pitch. Outside for a ball. And that's going to be 1-2 as the Mariners are hanging on to dear life. And you really got to win the series. Or sweeping would have been nice because you're going up against a Chicago that is absolutely on fire. The 1-2. Low for a ball, and that's going to be 2-2. Still down to that final strike. It's almost like why even try anymore? Because it just feels like it's just not meant to be. And we got the pitching coach coming out, and I'm very confused why he's coming out. I mean, you've already had this game won. You're gonna win. Like, I guarantee it. He's just telling him to relax. He's just saying, it's the Mariners. It's not that big of a deal. Just throw strikes. They're not swinging anything. They suck. That's telling him right now. Guarantee it. 2-2 still. The pitching coach is just having a chatter. He's basically just saying, relax. You'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about. And we're going back into business as we're at 2-2. And I don't think my heart can take any of this anymore. We're at 2-2. Last chance. And the pitch. And a foul ball. Still staying alive. We're at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field, and that's not going to do it. But that will do it for the Texas Rangers, and he makes the catch. And that will retire the game as Mariners just lost in a brutal one in extra innings. And Sleepy, I get it, but now you got to look at the fact that the Mariners may lose tomorrow because they are going to be going up against Jacob deGrom. So I can't really see the Mariners winning that game either. At least I'll be at the Storm game, so I don't have to torture myself with this. But yeah, I'm going to take off. I'm really hungry. I got to go. But everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you for the high level of engagement by Sleepy, Sean Lee, Fritz, Reese Beast, the Sleepy Man. Andy Rue. I didn't even see this. Says I sound exactly like me watching the Mariners game. Haha, thanks for the coverage. Always happy to do so. I am projected to come back on Wednesday. It'll be Chicago. That's what I'm aiming for. Let me double check and see what the timing is going to be. It's going to be at 6:40, and I will do everything I can to make it to that game. But until then, everyone, thank you for watching. And everyone painfully saying, "Go Mariners."
All right, guys. Goodbyes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.